works, I guess. I haven't had my camera set in a while. Oh, Iowa hasn't changed, and neither is YouTube. Once I start the live, somebody pieces off. God, I love YouTube. I love Iowa. Fucking driving down the road this morning, and somebody zooms past me knowing that the fucking road up ahead is closed. I was like, nice to know people in Iowa didn't change while I was gone. Oh, hey, Jax. Hey, Elijah. Hey, Erica. I'm sorry. I have been fucking kind of MIA. I know I made a couple posts on Facebook. Hold on, let me get my incense going here. I don't even know what I lit. I think it's Fizzy Pop. I'm not for sure. I'm kind of MIA, so I figured I would come here and update you guys on either A, where I've been, or B, like you give a shit. One of the two. We'll give it a second here. Camera seems off because I just had to reset everything back up down here again. Hey, Diana. Hey, Diana, I was through your neck of the woods. I was driving through Indiana fucking twice. I stopped in Indianapolis, but something just doesn't seem right with this for some reason. Oh. Thank you. Is that it? No, that feels weird too. I don't know. Maybe because I haven't been on in a week. I don't know. A little over a week. I don't know. Feels weird. I don't know. I mean, you kind of half know what's going on considering one of the pictures I posted, but that wasn't the reason why. You know, that was kind of like a bonus. But I'll give Death Punch and/or Taylor a couple minutes here, and then I'll get into telling y'all what's been going on with me, and I'll tell you about some shit that's been going on. So, or shit that happened, I should say. I'm still at work another hour, so thanks for helping me kill time during the dead hour. Hey, that's what I'm here for. I think I've literally made like 2 posts on Facebook since I've been gone. I was gonna make a third, but because I saw something on Facebook that fucking bothered me, and I was just like, I'll worry about that another time. Long story short, it was somebody was referring to being transgendered as a mental illness, and I was just like, you got to be fucking kidding me, dude. I was like, that's it. I was gonna post something about it, but I was just like, time and place. I was like, I don't feel like posting about this right now. just simply put, if you think transgender is a mental illness, just fuck off. That was gonna be the gist of it. It's just like, if you think being transgendered is a fucking mental illness, fuck off. But oh, there's old Death Punch. There he is. I like how everybody's saying hi to each other and shit, like since I've been gone, like y'all don't talk to each other and shit. Y'all just sit in a fucking corner somewhere, like that SpongeBob meme where he's just sitting at the table, just. Oh, that's what it. Okay, that's what it was. My fucking screen was up. I figured it out. Now we do that. Bring that down a little bit. Oh yeah, you're under the staircase, like fucking. Well, I'm about to get into that, Jason. Fuck, even Jason showed up fucking on time. Damn. All right, fuck. All right, so everybody, so this is what's been going on. This is why I had to fucking like peace off for a little bit. Friday, 2 Fridays ago now. Which, and I'll tell you guys right now, so don't be mad at her before I fucking say this. I don't want you guys to be like, how come she didn't fucking tell us? Because I told her not to tell you. But Jax knew all along what was going on. Out of everybody in the group, Jax knew what was going on. Only Jax, my boss at work, and Nick knew what was going on. That those are the only 3 people I fucking told. Well, and of course the baby mama and everything. But I'm talking about like when it came to like people that I talked to online and shit. Those are the only, and technically Carla because she's in our group chat. But you know she doesn't get a chance to come in here that often, so like I don't really worry about it. So 2 Fridays ago, it's like 3:00 in the afternoon. And I'm down here. I'm playing Power Wash Simulator. I'm about to watch fucking Time Bandits for the first time. I'm literally like 3 minutes into the movie. I shit you not when I say I'm 3 minutes into the movie. Now, my mom was recently admitted to the hospital again because she had some breathing issues and everything. So, you know, we're just like, all right, she'll kick that and be fucking, she'll be home, no time. But I get a text from my sister that says, come upstairs. So I was like, all right. So I go upstairs. And our other sister, Ginger's on the phone. And they found a mass, like, in her heart/lung area and shit. And they're just like, they think it's cancer. But they had to do a whole bunch of tests to make sure they could go in and do it and, make sure they can do it safely, all that good shit, right? The thing was, they were just like, it's going to take about fucking 2 weeks to get everything ready, all that good shit, right? She started having some really bad breathing problems that day. So she told my sister Ginger to call us and tell, like, I want them down here now. Now, y'all don't understand. My mom's usually one that, like, if she goes to the hospital for anything, she doesn't like going to the hospital. I don't think a lot of people like going to the hospital. My mom's a big fucking fan of, like, not going to the hospital. So the second we get to the hospital, my mom is always just like, all right, I feel better. Let's go home now. We can go home now. We're good. I'm fine. I'm fine. The doctor's like, no, you're staying here for a little bit. All that good shit, right? This time she wasn't like that. This time she's telling my sister Ginger, like, you need to get him down here because, like, I'm not going to make it that 2 weeks. Like, I'm tired. I'm done. And we're just like, the fuck? Like, because we know that's not fucking like her and shit. So, like, literally the next morning, we were in the car. Like, I literally had, as much as I hated fucking using it because I couldn't find my usual bag, I literally had to shove all my shit into that Pizza Hut backpack that I got from Pizza Hut and, like, fucking go. My sister got a suitcase, all this shit. So we drove fucking 17 hours. Took us 17 hours straight to get there. And we get there. I crashed out, man. I was just like, I've been driving all night. We get to the hotel like fucking 3 a.m. Done. I was like, I'm going to fucking sleep. Wake up the next morning, so we're like, all right, let's go to the hospital and shit. So we go to the hospital and everything. She's right as rain, man. She's all awake and perky and everything. Like, hey, how you guys doing? You guys made it down here and everything. And we're like a small percentage of us was just like, weren't you dying? Like, a very small percentage of it was just like, didn't you make us come in the car for 17 hours? So, but, we were happy to see her and she was happy to see us and everything. So we spent the fucking week there. And now the thing was that, so they have the mass in the heart/lung area that they're like 95% sure it's cancerous. All right. Don't worry about that. I know you guys go, oh my God, she has cancer. Don't worry about that right now. That's the least, believe it or not, that's the least of the fucking problems. So the problem though was that she had a lot of fluid built up in the lungs and everything. So they're like, all right, we need to get that fluid out of there before we can even think about going inside, doing a biopsy, all that good shit, right? So they gave her a medicine that's supposed to, like, get rid of the fluid. So we, okay, cool. You know, they gave her that like the day we got there. So like that morning when we saw her all chipper and happy and everything, they were giving her that medicine to get all the fluid out and shit. They gave her too much of the medicine to the point where the kidneys were just like, we're out. See you later. We're done. Kidney just stopped working. So now they're just like, fuck. Now my sister Ginger's freaking out because she's like, I'm going to sue the fucking hospital. And my mom's just like, I don't give a shit. Just make me better. Like my mom's like, I understand you fucked up. And they even came in. They're like, we gave you too much of the medicine. Essentially, you know, not in these words, but essentially like, our bad, you know. But mom's like, all right, you fucked up, but fix it. I don't care. I don't care what you do. Fucking fix it. I'm not going to dwell on it. Fucking fix it. You know? But my sister's fucking freaking out. Not the one that lives with me with Ginger. She's, I'm going to sue that fucking hospital for everything they got. And whatever. So now from Tuesday through Thursday, whenever we go see my mom, she's fucking out cold, man. Like we'll get there and she's like fucking like, hey, you guys doing okay? You want something? You know, but like she's like half gone. Like she'd be like, I'm gonna go to sleep. And we're like, okay, cool. So she'll be laying there sleeping, right? You know, cool. We're like, I'm on my computer, like on the left side of the bed. My sister's on the other side of the bed. My sister Ginger did not come up at all to see her, except for twice while we were there. Not gonna touch that one either. Maybe if maybe once the gummies kick in, I'll probably touch that one. You know? The only reason I'm doing a funky tonight is because like I need some fucking sleep. I only slept for like 5 hours last night. So where was I? Oh yeah, so she'd be kind of half in, half out, but like the shit that was like I finally had to go talk to the nurse. Usually I'll wait for a doctor to come in and be like, so what's the medicine you're giving her? Is it this? Is it that? Okay, cool. Thank you. We'll let you know if we need anything. No, I finally had to go to the nurse station and ask a question because like, I'm like, what the fuck's going on? Because like there was an instance where, again, my mom's laying there like asleep, right? So she has like the blanket here. She's asleep. We're in the room. It's quiet, like the TV's on and like they only give you the volume on like the little button thing, which I'm like, what the fuck? Anyway, but they give you the button on like the little volume. So we're kind of hearing the TV. We're kind of now. It's like How I Met Your Mother, 2.5 Men type of shit on. And all of a sudden, my mom like opens her eyes and she's like, and the nurse is in there. The nurse is coming in to like get her blood sugar, check vitals, normal nurse shit. And like she just fucking, I wouldn't say freaks out. She did have a freak out. I skipped over that one, but she was like, no, you can't do that. No, you got to wake up my son. Wake up my son. And I was like, I'm right here, Mom. And she looked over and saw me. She's like, oh, okay. Well, don't let them do this and that. I'm like, they're just taking your vitals, Mom. And she, okay. And she'd go right back to sleep. And I'm like, I ain't no doctor, but that ain't right. So I finally had to go talk to the nurse, and I was just like, listen, is there a reason why she's so daffy? And they're just like, we think there's a reason why. I'm going to send in a notice to her doctor right now. And it turns out, what's one of the first questions they ask you other than when you go to a doctor or go to the ER? What's one of the first few things they ask you other than what happened, and your name and birthday? What's usually one of the first things they ask you? While you guys answer that fucking Family Feud question, I'm going to pop one of these. Bingo! Are you allergic to any medication? My mom happens to be allergic to codeine. Well, the episode that I skipped over, there you go. Yeah, man, you all got it, man. Allergy, y'all were on it. One of the episodes my mom had, she had an IV. Now, my mom has like really weak veins. So like they could literally put an IV in here. 30 minutes later, it could collapse. Who knows? So then like when I got there, she literally had bruises up her arm from like Not because the nurses were like, fucking up or anything. It's because like they put in an IV and the like vein would fuck up. So then they'd have to take the fucking IV out. So they finally had an IV in, right? This is the first night we're here. This is after they give her that medicine. This is after we done talked to her. She's like, "Oh, I'm glad you guys came and everything. Like the house is drive," and I'm joking with her and everything. Oh, okay. Hey, you guys mind if I take a nap? No problem. Take a nap. We'll be right here and shit. All of a sudden, she wakes up and she's like, the IV's bothering her. Okay. And she's like, it's like hurting. It's like shooting into my arm up to my shoulder. And all right, we'll get a nurse in there. We'll see what we can do. Nurse comes in. We're like, hey, can we get her like any kind of pain medicine? She's saying the IV is causing some pain in her shoulder. And these days, you damn near have to have a limb falling off in order for them to give you any fucking pain medicine. So they're like, yeah, absolutely. They come back in there with Tylenol. My mom's like, no, I don't need Tylenol. I need the pain. Now she's fucking wigging out. I mean, like, I've never seen her freak out like this over pain before. She has like her arm in the air, and she's telling him, she's like, I'm gonna rip this IV out if y'all don't give me something. And boom, my sister had to stop her from ripping out the IV, the one that lives with me and shit. Just know if you hear my sister at the hospital, just know it's the one that lives with me, not the one I get along with. So we finally get through that, and that's when she's really fucking daffy. I mean, she woke up at one point. She was just like, she looks at my sister and she was like, "You graduated from Bird," which that is true. She graduated from a high school called Bird, but it was just really random how she woke up and just looked at my sister and said, "You graduated from Bird," and we're like, "Yeah, Mom, she sure did." And she looks over at me, and now like I know my mom's memory and shit, right? And she was like, "And you graduated from?" I'm like, "This ain't gonna go well." And like 2 seconds in, and she's like, "You graduated from Eisenhower." And okay, you guys weren't there, but the shit in my pants was massive. Okay, and I'll explain that joke because I'm working on something. Because I was stunned that she was able to pull that out of the fucking air. I'm just like, you were able to you can't remember what you had for breakfast this morning. Like my mom was seriously, she would wake up and be like, "What did I have for breakfast?" And we're like, "They brought you eggs and bacon, and they brought you an iced tea, and they brought you an orange, whatever the fuck they brought." But like she whipped out like, "You graduated from Bird, you graduated from Eisenhower," and me and my sister just looking at her like, "The fuck?" Like Bird, that's an easy one. Like, okay, Bird, cool. Because I think even like Ginger went to Bird for a little bit before she dropped out. Oh my God, she's a high school dropout. Go figure. But then like when she pointed at me, I was like, there ain't no way in hell she's gonna say Eisenhower. And that, lo and behold, that she was just like, "You graduated from Eisenhower." And I was like, "That's right, Mom." But one of the things the nurses would do every day they'd come in, they'd ask her, "Do you know where you are?" And my mom's smart ass response every day was, "The hospital." Which, I mean, to be fair, they didn't phrase that question correctly. So then they're like, "Okay, what city are you in?" And my mom would be like, and I would jump in and help. I'm like, "Okay, Mom, if we're in Virginia, what city would you be in?" And then she would say, "Chippewa." Now, for those of you who don't know, Chippewa is not a city in Virginia, at least to my knowledge. Chippingham is the name of the hospital she was at, or is at the moment. So we're like, even the doctor was just like, "Close enough." When she said like Chippewa, and he was like, "Close enough." And then they ask her shit like, "Do you know what month it is?" And she's like, "July." And they're like, "All right, well, yeah." And then I think they asked her the day of the week, and that one. Now here was another scary one. They asked her one day, what's the year? Boom, right away, 2026. Okay, good. Check that off the list. The next day, though, man, like they came in like after she woke up. Now, to be fair, she just woke up, but still, I may be off on this next question when I wake up, but like I'm never as off as she was. But they wake her up and they do the whole routine. Where you at? Hospital. Fucking, if you're in Virginia, Mom, what city are you in? Oh, Chippewa. And they're like, close enough. Then they ask her what year it was. And without hesitation, she's like 2014. Me and my sister just look at each other across the room. And we're just like, that's not good. Then the doctor was like, no, try again. And she's like, oh, no, it's not 2014. It's 2024. And even the doctor was like, getting closer. And then she stopped again. And she was like, 2026. And we're like, there you go. I only took you 3 times there, Mark. She said, shut up. So the long story short to it is, throughout the week, she actually got better than because like my sister made it sound like she was on death's door. Like if you guys don't come now, she's gonna fucking die. And like that was like our worry. Like, like I didn't want to be driving through like fucking Indianapolis and then get a phone call saying that she died. That was the last thing that I fucking wanted. I'd rather have been there or been here. One of the two. I didn't want to be in between. I don't want to be driving through the fucking mountains of West Virginia, which, oh my God. You know what? I can't bitch that much about West Virginia this time because going there was a breeze. Because if you ever drive through West Virginia at like fucking 1 o'clock in the morning, it's a fucking breeze. Driving back, though, was like hell on earth this time. And I don't mean just through West Virginia. I mean through multiple other states. I was just like, this is the worst like driving back I've ever fucking had. Maybe because I didn't take my medicine, but also because it was just terrible. Anyway, so I figured while I'm here seeing Mom, might as well go see the kid. Haven't seen the kid in a while, might as well go. So I called the baby mom, let her know what's going on. I was like, hey, you mind if I come down and see the kid? She was like, absolutely. She was like, why don't you come Tuesday before 3 o'clock? I didn't like that because then I felt like I was racing the clock. Because then I'd have to get up at like 8, make a 2-hour drive, all this shit. So I was like, is there like a better time we can do this? And she was like, well, I'm available anytime after 3 on Friday. I was like, I like that better. Let's do that. And she was like, well, where do you want to go? I was like, wherever she picks. I don't care what she picks. I just want to spend time with her. So we ended up going to a Mexican restaurant, which I'm just like, okay. All right. But hey, she liked it. I don't understand how one chicken enchilada, a bowl of rice, and a bowl of queso and a Diet Coke cost me $20, but whatever. I'm just like, I feel like y'all are fucking me somewhere on that one. But anyway. Then she brought her other kid with her, which my mom claims her as the unofficial grandchild. Because when she was a little baby, I would, tell my kid, like, okay, go to grandma with this and everything. Go to grandma with that. And then, like, baby mama's other kid would start calling my mom grandma. My mom thought it was hilarious. So I asked her, I was like, why don't you bring her to lunch too? And like, I'll tell her what's up and shit. And she was like, okay, I'll bring her. So they get there and everything. I was just like, well, guys, your grandma wanted to be here, but she's very sick. But she said she loves you guys, even you. And I point to, the kid that's not mine. And I was like, even you're like the unofficial 10th grandchild. And she was just like, I don't know her. I was like, you don't know her, but like when you were real small, you used to call her grandma, and it's not really your grandma. She was like, oh, okay. So I spent some time with her at my mom loved that. She thought it was great. So I got some pictures with her. We went to Target, and I was like, what do you need at Target, man? What do you need? She was like, we're at the Mexican restaurant. And I'm just like, what do you need at Target? What do you need? She was like, some new shoes. I was like, all right, new shoes. And she was like, in a new Nintendo Switch controller, because hers broke. And I was like, well, I don't know if I can swing a Switch, because y'all don't understand. Like, we found out about it one day. I'm on the road, like, in, like, 14 hours. So, like, literally, whatever, like, I literally had to, like, space my money so fucking evenly. Like, I had to Yeah, she was happy. I think it was more like, okay, it's been a while. She had to get used to it because, like, when she first got to the Mexican restaurant, she was kind of like, mm, but like once we got the ball rolling, she was more, receptive. You know. Um. So we go to Target. Oh no, and she was like, I need a Nintendo game controller, and like I don't have a lot of money for this trip because it wasn't something we planned. It wasn't like, all right, we're coming on it. No, it was just something literally like, hey, your mom's dying. Okay, let's get in the car. No, that's essentially how it was sold to us, essentially. I had to call my boss and was just like, because his mom found out recently that she has cancer. So, like, he kind of understood where I was coming from. So he was like, yeah, go ahead. You're good. Just tell me when you want to come back. I was like, all right. I go back Thursday, by the way. So I was like, I can't do a game controller. And she looks over at her sister across the table and says, sorry, I tried. I was like, what was it? What was that? What, y'all were trying to con me into a Nintendo Switch controller here? You know? They started laughing. They thought it was funny. Now, here's another little fun fact. I get a text message from the baby mama one day saying that, like, hey, you're diabetic, right? And I was just like, yeah, we only dated for 2 years. Is what I should have said, but I didn't. And I was just like, yeah, yeah. And she was just like, oh, okay, because kid has the doc. This didn't make any sense to me, but she was like, the doctor says she has a high A1C and elevated or something's wrong with her insulin in her body. So I was just like, oh, okay, it's okay. We can figure this out. What's her A1C and everything? And then like I can tell you what's going on and everything. I can tell you like what number's good, what number's good. Like if she's at like a fucking 10, then yeah, we got to do some fucking work here. If she's at like a 8, 7, and like yeah, okay, a little moderation would be good. And she was like, oh, I don't know. The doctor didn't tell us. We just have to go see an endocrinologist. And I'm just like, why wouldn't the doctor tell you the fucking A1C number? I think she's hiding that from me. I don't know why, but she is. But anyway, they've already switched her over to like sugar-free shit. They're already like grabbing the wheel of the fucking bus and like, all right, you're on sugar-free this, low sugar this, low sugar. Which I was like, okay, that's cool. But she looks at me. I was like, what else do you need at Target? And she was like, can you buy me some candy? And I looked at her. I was like, we can't get you a lot of candy. We could probably get you some. And she was like, I eat sugar-free now. I was like, oh, so they've already made the switch on you. You were trying to con me again is what you were trying to do. All right. So then her sister was just like, can you get me something at Target? I was like, I'll get you something at Target. Come on. So we go to Target and everything. Her sister throws in like some sour stripes into my fucking basket. Long story short, kid took me for $75. And I was just like, fuck, I gotta put that on my credit card, man. Because like she got me for a new pair of shoes. She got me for like a $15 bag of like sugar-free Hershey's, York, Reese's, and Special Dark. I was like, do you even like dark chocolate? And she was like, yeah, I love dark chocolate. I was like, yeah, you're definitely my kid, all right. What else did she get? She got something else too, wasn't it? It was the candy, the shoes. Oh, and then like we're checking out, and I was like, do you want anything else? She was like, can I get gum? I was like, get gum. Come on, get some gum. I'll get extra. It's sugarless. I was like, get whatever gum you want. Get some gum. So she picks that. And then I asked her, I was like, what kind of gum you like? She was like, spearmint or watermelon. I was like, awesome. Cool. I like spearmint. That's cool. So what she come up to the register with? Fucking Polar Ice. And I'm like, this is neither one of the flavors you mentioned to me. So I scanned the gum. I'm like, anything else? She's like, can I get mints? I was like, you can get mints. Come on, get some mints. Man. I scanned the mints and everything. And here's a little side story here. I was going to buy a 6-pack of Krispy Kreme donuts. And even the kid was like, keep walking. I was like, no, I got to have Krispy Kreme. I'm sorry. I got to get these right here. It was a 6-pack of glaze, just normal glaze, no sprinkles, no pink fucking frosting, no stuffed with Dubai chocolate or crispy Knufa, whatever the fuck they're coming out with these days. Just plain fucking 6 glazed Krispy Kreme donuts. I go to scan them, and right before I scan them, I was like, whoa, $8.99. I'm like, you can go to hell, Krispy Kreme. I'll fucking get the fuck out of here with that shit. I was like, no, I'm not buying Krispy Kreme. Forget it. You know? So instead of oh, fucking that was another thing. We're sitting at the restaurant. I forgot about this. We're sitting at the restaurant and we're on the way, and baby mom was like, oh, are you gonna pay for her? I'm like, duh. You know, and she was like, okay, she was wondering. I just sent her back the Adele staring meme, the fucking that. I just sent her back that. So she gets there and she looks at it, she orders we're sitting there and she's like, I'm gonna want my own bowl of queso. And I told her, I was like, get whatever you want. I looked at her, I was like, get whatever you want. And she was like, I'm gonna want my own bowl of queso. I'm like, that's fine, get your own bowl of queso. I don't care. And then, like, after a minute, she's like, I'm going to want dessert. I was like, get dessert, man. Like, that's cool. Get dessert. We didn't get dessert because instead we settled for a cake pop at Starbucks at Target. That we found out her other kid's a psychopath because, like, the cake pops at Target are Bullseye, the fucking Target dog. So it has like the ears sticking up and a little bullseye face and everything. So like her other kid bites off the ears and is just like, oh, look, I bit off the ears. And I just look at her, I was like, that kid's a psychopath. And even she looks at me and does. I was like, as long as you know, because first it's fucking biting off the ears of fake animals, then it's killing small ones, then it's a person. You know? Oh, and for some reason, her other kid asked me, she was like, how many jobs have you had? And I was like, all right, let's see. And we get up to 8. You know, 8 including Firehouse. And she's like, you've had the most jobs of anybody I know. I was like, yeah, I've had a lot. You know. So, had a good time with the kid. I had her and her sister make a video for my mom saying get well soon. You know, I was like, all right, say get well soon, grandma. And they were just like, get well soon. I'm like, get well soon who? They're like, get well soon, grandma. I was just like, all right. And then even the baby mom was like, take another one. And even she was telling her kids, like, say grandma. I was like, all right, we'll try it again. All right, 3, all right. Say, get well soon. And they're like, get well soon. I'm like, get well soon who? And then my kid's just like, grandma. Here, I can play the audio. I just can't show you the video. All right, so this is the audio here.
Get well soon.
Get well soon who?
Grandma.
All right, let's try it all together now, okay? 1, 2, 3.
Get well soon, Grandma.
So that was their video for my mom they made. Yeah, kids never listen, yeah. You know. Oh yeah, like her other kid's a little smart aleck. When I first sat down at the table, I look at my kid. I'm like, "You want to sit on the inside or the outside?" And she was like, "I want to sit on the outside." I was like, "All right, that's cool." So I get on the inside, and her other kid sitting across from me, and she looks at my shirt, you know, and I'm wearing. You guys have seen it before, the Cookie Monster lifting weights thing, where it's like Cookie Monster, but he's like lifting weights and shit. I'm wearing that shirt there. And like her other kid just looks at it. First thing out of her mouth is she was like, I'm sorry, but that shirt's stupid. I just looked at her. I was like, you know, I was just like, fucking nice to see you too. Like, fucking, you know. So anyway, we get done with that. Head back to the hospital. That was another 2-hour drive. Had my own little concert in my car the whole time going there. Get to the hospital, mom's all fucking chipper and fucking and perky. She's gonna be a teenager this year. Yeah, she's gonna be 13 in fucking November. Can you believe that shit? And she's all chipper, perky, and everything. You know, she's just mad that like fucking Ginger won't come up and see her. Because like when Ginger called us and told us what was going on, this was her exact words. She was just like, "We only have one car." I added that part, but it was just like, "Well, I can't get up there until her husband DW. I can't get up there until DW gets off work." Her husband works in like a union. He's an electrician, so I'm just like, all right, so like fucking, so that's somewhere between 4 and 5 p.m. Plus, he has like a medical thing, so like it's like 4 and 5. So I was like, all right, 4 or 5 p.m. Give her some time to get home. She does have 6 kids, so I'm just like, all right, so fucking 6 o'clock max is probably the time she gets up there. We get there, and my mom's like, no, she doesn't show up here until like 8 or 9. And we're like, what the fuck are you talking about? She shows up here at 8 or 9. I'm like, yeah, she shows up here at 8 or 9, you know, and then leaves. And we're like, okay. So like me and my sister would literally come at like 10 or 11, depending on the day. And then we would stay until about like 5:30, 6 o'clock, because one of the ways we saved money on the trip was staying at a Drury Inn, which I still got to leave them a review because I'm not happy with some of the shit that they did. But we stayed at Drury Inn because they give you free food in the morning and at night if you stay there. So like instead of like going out buying dinner and shit like that, we're like, fuck it, we'll just go back to the hotel and eat. You know, except for Sunday, we stayed until about 8:30 ish. You know, so we could have more time with her and everything. But yeah, that's essentially like why I've had to fucking disappear for a bit. Because and the reason I didn't tell anybody but Jax or anything, because like it was sold to me as like she's dying. You know, like if you guys don't come now, you ain't gonna fucking see her and shit. So we're just like, fuck, we need to go, man. You know. But then we get there and she's like, hey, how you guys doing? Shit, what the fuck? Shouldn't you be in a coffin? Like what the? She's like, what? No, nothing. You know. No, but we did. We had fun. Like the last night, we really had fun, man. We fucking. We really. Well, from what I heard, she. When we left her and everything, she seemed like she was in good spirits. She was just mad that we were leaving because, like I said, Ginger doesn't show up until like 8, 9 o'clock. You know, so that she has to sit there all day. And apparently, like her arms are like from the stroke. So, like if she lifts her arm, so like let's say this is her drink. If she goes to lift her drink, this is no shit what happens. That's no shit what happens if she tries to fucking drink something. Or I brought her like these chips she likes. And I opened the bag for her and she reaches in and gets a chip. She got the chip, right? But now she's like, She tried to get it to her mouth and it just wouldn't happen. So me and my sister literally traded off like fucking feeding her. You know? So like one thing she really liked that the hospital had was grilled cheese and tomato soup. So like I'm ripping off bites of grilled cheese, dipping in tomato soup, and she was loving that and shit, you know. So that's another thing that she was worried about. Like when we're leaving, like who's gonna fucking feed her? Because I even wrote on like, you know, if you ever go to your hospital room, there's like a board there, and it's like, okay, your estimated time to leave is this, your pain level is this, your nurses are these people. Well, like down by diet restriction, they didn't have anything, you know, but it did have a box for feed assistance. So I checked the box and I wrote in there, I was like, if no one is here, meaning I think pretty self-explanatory. If you come in to give her food and no one's fucking here but her, someone should fucking help feed her. And like, it wasn't until like fucking Wednesday. I wrote that on Monday, by the way. It wasn't until like Wednesday when they were just like, oh yeah, that is up there. You know, so like she was kind of pissed about that. Ugh. It's been out of my system for like 2 weeks. Should I do 2 of them? Fuck it. We're gonna try and have some fun too, so it's not all just gloom and doom. I don't know what else happened there. Like whenever the nurse said, like, "Oh, I'm sorry," my mom's response was, "That's okay." Like she always had this like twang to it or some shit, you know. I think I brought her a Cheer Wine Zero one day. That made her fucking day. She was having a pig and shit with that one. It seems like she's getting there. Like I said, she was way better on Sunday than when we got there. She was just happy to fucking... The one thing that she was looking forward to, and I never knew this about my mom, but she had it on the E network whole fucking time I was there. So I come in one day, How I Met Your Mother all fucking day. I'm like, I didn't know you liked the show. She's like, yeah, I kind of like it. You know? Next day, 2.5 Men all fucking day, which I just bought the complete series. That I was like, literally, that package was coming the next day after we left. Then the House Bunny came on. My mom's like, I like this movie. It played all fucking week. Then, like, by the 5th time it played, my mom asked me something that happened to me. She was like, well, why is he mad about this? And I'm just like, oh, because of this and this. I'm like, Mom, you watched this movie 9 times this week. Like, how do you not know this movie inside and out? I should be able to blindfold you. You should be able to tell me what everybody's wearing at this point. Like, what the fuck is wrong? You know? I think we watched Jumanji one night. And then the thing that blew me away was, like, they, during the ads, you know, of course they have, like, other channels and shit. She was really excited for Shark Week. And I'm like, when the fuck do you like Shark Week? I'm always like Shark Week. I'm like, what? When? I have never fucking... So, like, the last hour we were there, we were literally, like, watching sharks. You know, because she was all ready for Shark Week. Because, like, it had, like, the countdown on the channel, like, 1 hour to Shark Week. So she was like, oh, man, I'm ready. Because apparently they're doing this girl's doing this thing where, like, she's going to do, like, a high dive off a cliff and then land in a shark cage. So she's all pumped for that, man. She's like, I can't wait to see that. I was just like, when the fuck are you in the sharks and everything, man? Like, this is so fucking weird. All of a sudden, you're in the fucking sharks and everything. It was just so weird. And then plus we're just laughing it up because I'm just sitting there. I'm just like, these are fucking animals you just shouldn't be fucking with. You know, like, she's like, what do you mean? I'm just like, and I told her, I was like, this is why I don't feel bad for the fucking crocodile hunter. And my mom looked at me and she was like, why? I was like, because there's certain animals in the world that you just don't go fuck with. Sharks is one of them. Then you have Steve Irwin on every week, like, this right here is one of the world's most dangerous snakes in the world. One bite of its venom could kill you. I'm going to go pick it up. You know, like, fucking stop. Leave it alone. You know, like, we're just talking about animals you shouldn't fuck with. Like when people go into the jungle to fuck with lions and tigers, like, why? Just stop it. Leave them alone. You know? I'm sure I just literally got, long story short, I got a call that my mom was very sick. So me and my sister went to Virginia and, like, literally we got back in. Yes. I got back in at like 2:30 this morning. I slept until about like 9, I think, because I woke up really having to pee, you know? And then, now I really have to watch my budget, which hence the pinned comment there. So I took a lot of my what I consider valuable VHSs. I took them up to the video store and had them added to my store credit account. So I got $35 from that. So I'm up to like $99 in credit at the video store. I wasn't going to go today. I was going to wait till Sunday, but, like, I was just like, I have nothing better to do. If I sit here and wait, I'm going to fall asleep. I was there fucking, a week? Like 10 days. 10 days I was there. Because we left. $10 days we were there. Because we didn't know how long we were going to be there. Because, again, it was sold to us as, like, Mom's dying, you need to come. And we're like, oh, fuck. You know, so like we didn't know if we were gonna come, show up, and mom's like, "Hey, how you guys doing?" Beep. You know, we didn't know. So my sister just booked the room for fucking 10 days. So you know, we kind of just took advantage of it while we were there. You know, we made sure mom was okay first, and then we did, because it wasn't really a leisure trip. We did some leisure things, but it wasn't like, you know, well, mom, we got to go. We're going to go fucking out to eat. See you later. You know, it wasn't like that. It was just like, all right, we're going to stay here and fucking chill with her for a bit. And like, even though she slept most of the time, like from like Tuesday through Thursday, all she did was sleep. And like, when we're like, all right, mom, we're going to head out, you know, we're going to let you sleep and everything. She's like, oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to go to sleep. I was like, it's not your fault. You got to sleep it off, and we're going to go to the hotel, get something to eat. All that shit, you're good. And she's like, all right, well, I'll see, you know, we'll see you tomorrow. We'll be right back here tomorrow morning and shit. And she's like, all right, that's cool. You know? Yeah, that's another thing. Yeah. My sister actually did, the one I don't get along with, actually did show up to the hospital on Friday and Saturday. And, I mean, it was fine. We didn't, you know, again, we're cordial. Like on the phone when we have to talk about mom and what the doctor said and everything, we're very cordial. Yeah, it's a weird way to put it, but it is kind of like a bitter relationship. You know, I missed the part about the codeine though. Oh, they gave her codeine, and she's allergic to codeine. So they think that's where some of the daffiness came from, and then it wasn't that. It was then they thought it was CO2 in her blood, and it wasn't that either. It was apparently a side effect of one of the medicines they gave her. So, does Ginger get you any? I don't even let her have my fucking phone number. What kind of reaction did she? I'd have to go ask Melissa on that one, because I'm not for sure. How was your mom? She was in a good spirit. You know, she was just kind of mad that we were leaving. You know, she was just like, well, I had fun with you guys here this week and everything. I was like, yeah, we had fun. Like I said, you just came in at the tail end where I was discovering my mom's love of fucking Shark Week, which I was just like, what? You know? And like that, and that was something my sister, the one that I get along with for David, that was something my sister said. She was like, no, the animals in the ocean you got to watch out for are jellyfish. And I'm like, I'm sorry, but if my two choices were get my leg bit off by a shark or get stung by a jellyfish, I think I know the easy answer on that one. If we're playing fucking Would You Rather, anybody else fucking gonna take a shark biting off your leg over being stung with a jellyfish? Anybody gonna take that one? Yeah, and that's the thing now. They're just trying, the kidney function wasn't good, where they came in like, we're gonna have to put you on dialysis. And my mom's just like, okay, fucking fix it. My mom just came to the point, and hey, Taylor, by the way, my mom just came to the point where like, I don't care what the fuck it is, just fix it. You know? Yeah, she's still in the hospital at this point because what they did was, instead of doing the biopsy where they cut her open, get a piece of the fucking mass that's between her heart and lungs, they had enough. I don't know how they did it. They said all the medical terms for it, but essentially what they did was they took the fluid that was in the lung. They injected a huge needle into like her side here, got into her lung, extracted all the fucking. And I'm sorry, I'm missing so many comments, guys. I'm just trying to get through all of it, by the way. I'm seeing what I can here. And they extract all the fluid from her lung, and they can tell by that fluid whether or not the mass is cancerous or not. But they've already said 95% sure it's probably cancerous. They just need the confirmation. Then after that, they can go for a plan of action. Now they're just trying to get the kidneys function again, which they have high hopes for, because she's still making urine, that was the issue. She wasn't peeing on her own. You know, they had one of those machines that would like suck the urine out of you and everything like that. And then that wasn't working. So then they eventually hooked her up to a Foley catheter, if I'm saying that correctly. They had to hook her up to one of those. And like, oh boy, she like, I think one day some of the nurses there was only one nurse that came in I fucking couldn't stand, but everybody else there was great. But this short little bald guy came in. And my mom was a little daffy, but the nurses told her, like, hey, you actually peed in the bag and everything. My mom was like, hey, that's good. And the doctor was like, and she's telling me and my sister, like, that's real good, because if she's making urine, that lets us know that the kidneys are actually still kind of doing something. We just need to get them working on their own, yada, yada, yada. We're like, that's good to know. Fucking A, right on. She leaves. The little bald guy comes in. My mom just blurts out to him, I peed. And he looks at her for a second, and then he looks at us, and he's like, is that good or bad? And we're like, that's a good thing. She's been having trouble peeing. So then he's like, he started fucking clapping. Shit. He was a funny guy, man. He was kind of funny, I gotta admit. You know? Then we just got to that fucking point where, like, my mom just said anything to me. Like, at one point, like, you know, Ginger's husband came. So fucking at one point, they had to clean her catheter area. Right? So, like, me, I was sitting in, like, a recliner they had in the fucking room. So she's to my right here. So they had to clean, like, her area down here. So I just turned the fucking recliner this way. I open my laptop, and I wait for them to be done. I'm not looking in this general direction. They can take care of that and shit like that. Ginger's husband was like the fucking road runner. The second they said, oh, we got to clean down here. Meet. Fucking, he was gone. There was a cloud of fucking, there was like a line of fire behind him. He was gone so fucking fast. He was stunned that me and my sister just sat in the room. You know, it's like, fucking, we've been in the hospital with mom like thousands of fucking times. We have seen way worse than this. So, like, me, they're like, oh, we're going to wipe off her fucking coochie, essentially. And I was just like, oh, okay, let me just turn this way and work on my fucking shit here. Once I heard, oh, we're done, click, and I just turned my recliner back over here. I was like, all right, we're back. So then my mom says fucking out loud, she was like, yeah, it's okay, you know. And I shit you not, this is an exact, I should make a t-shirt out of this fucking quote. This is an exact quote my mom says out loud to her fucking 3 children who are in the fucking room. And now at this point, she's been making jokes about her coochie and fucking, you know, like how they have to wipe it and everything like that. And we're just like, whatever, mom, you're fucking silly. You know, this is when she was getting real chipper and everything, you know. But then she was just like, it's okay, guys. My pussy's been all over this hospital. That's when I finally had to be like, all right, that's enough. You know, I was like, you've even hit my fucking limit on that one. I was like, you are done there. Okay? They're fucking cracking up. We were having a fucking grand time, man. I'll tell you. We were having a fucking grand time there. And Ginger's husband had like fucking no. He didn't find any of this fucking funny. So like I saw that he wasn't finding any of this funny. So like I looked at the situation and I was just like, well, I'm gonna make it more awkward. So I was like, well, that's not too bad. You know, I'd like to go back to when my mom and dad were having sex to have me and run into the room and slap my dad on the ass and be like, I'm your son from the future. Right there was, my mom was dying laughing, you know, and he was just stone fucking quiet. You know, he was just like, I don't even know what the fuck to say to that. You know, and I was just like, okay, that's about as dark as I'm gonna fucking go with that one. You know, but like, yeah, once my mom was just like, yeah, my pussy's been all over this hospital. I was like, okay, you can stop now. It was funny a few minutes ago. Now you're just being gross. Okay, because she was just doing it to fuck with Ginger's husband, which I thought was kind of funny. You know, my niece came in, didn't say a single fucking word to me. I was like, okay, whatever, I don't care. I even told my mom that. I was like, you realize Sierra didn't say a single fucking word to me the whole time she was here? Not hi. Not like, the only thing she said was, oh, this is Uncle Will, because another one of my nieces was on the phone. And she was on video call. That's it. And I waved. I was like, hey. So, other than that, she wasn't like, oh, so how was the trip? Oh, did you go see your kid? Nothing. The only thing Ginger asked me was, oh, did you have fun with the kid last night? I was like, yeah, I had fun. She was like, that's good. And then she was asking me about a movie because like her and her husband was looking up a movie. Oh, because Chuck Russell died. Chuck Russell, who directed The Mask, Nightmare on Elm Street 3, and the remake to The Blob. They were trying to figure. They were like, that guy died recently. Who was it? I was like, Hal Williams from 227. They're like, no, not him. Another guy died. And at the time, I had no fucking idea. I mean, I knew Chuck Russell died, but I didn't know that's who they were referring to. And they're just like, I don't know. He made that movie, and I see them typing on their phone, and then finally Genders is like, oh, he made The Blob. I was like, oh, Chuck Russell. Chuck Russell died. She's like, yeah, that's who died. And then that's it. That's pretty much all we said to each other. Like in a conversational type of way. If it wasn't like medical related to mom, I just kind of kept my nose out of the fucking business. I was working on fucking a book. And before anybody's like, well, nobody would be like, oh, what book are you working on? You guys could care less. All it is that I have taken my original book, Stories No One Asked For, and I've run it through the fucking AI, cleaned it all up where there's no like run-on sentences and all that good shit. Plus, I've been adding like jokes and everything. And I actually ran some of the jokes past my mom, and she thought they were pretty funny. So one of the things I've been doing in the new book was every time I mention a year, I put like a little like PS after it. So like the first one you see in the book is like it's the year 2001. Times were good, unless you were Enron. So yeah, okay, she thought that was funny. Hold on, what's the other ones I did? Some of them are a thinker, but one of them I didn't think my mom was gonna get, but she cracked up laughing to it. And I'll tell you guys which one it was, but I was stunned. I went to explain it. She was like, no, I know, I remember. I was like, really? Okay, I was shocked on that one. The year was 2005, senior year of high school in Houston, Texas. Hurricane Katrina was a mere blip on the United States. Oh man, yeah, you threw me a cricket for that. Come on, that's a good joke, man. Times were good, unless you're Enron. You know, like fucking. You know how many times I've had to type in fails of blank, like whatever fucking year. Trust me, there's going to be a worse one. If you thought that was a bad one, oh, I have a bad one coming up that I really need to change. And I think it's the next one, isn't it? Because I couldn't think of anything fucking better. So maybe you guys can help. I don't know. Plus, I'm working on putting Super Bowl story in the book. But what I did was I took the transcript from YouTube. Because YouTube, if you don't know, gives you a transcript of like, you know, like even after this live, I can go look at the transcript and get everything if I wanted. But it's up to YouTube. Like some of the words, I'm just like, I didn't say that. When did I say rectal? You know, and it's like, oh, no, it meant something else. Anyway, so I took the entire transcript from the Super Bowl episode of the podcast and I ran it through Claude. I was like, clean this up, put no no uhs, none of that shit in there. The problem with it is that YouTube censors the cussing. So I was like, damn. So like Claude was giving me like, you know, oh man, this was a poop time. And I'm like, come on, Claude, do better. This one doesn't have a year. Where's like the other year ones? I think I had a year one in Tatiana's story, but I took it out because it didn't need any jokes. Yeah, what started as like a little 65-page book is now expanded to 217 pages, and that's before I've even put in the new Super Bowl story. Oh, okay, here we go. This was my favorite one, and I really hope people fucking get this one. Okay? God, because I was so proud of this one. All right, you ready for this one? The year was 2003, sophomore year of high school. The world was still recovering from Chris Gaines. See, Jack. I love that one because, like, I wanted to make a Chris Gaines reference for some reason, but like 2003 was not the year of Chris Gaines like I thought it was. So I was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna put it in there anyway. And I did have another joke in there. The joke I told Claude, the joke was, the world was still recovering from 9/11. See, not everything has to be a joke. And Claude took that as like, I'm telling it to him, like, see, Claude, not everything has to be a joke. So when he gave me the print, it just said, the world was still recovering from 9/11, period. And then it just goes into this goofy ass fucking story. And I'm just like, no, Claude. So I just got rid of the fucking joke. I was just like, fuck it, just put in Chris Gaines and we'll call it. And fuck you, Death Punch. That's funny. I think the next one is the one that I'm like, I need to work on. Yeah, this is the one that needs to go. I need to look up more fails from 2002. But this one, I'm not even going to wait for a long response on. Let's go back again to the year 2002. Ballistic X versus Sever was taking over the box office. There you go. I'm just going to keep going from now. That's the one I need to go back and change. I don't like it. I liked it at the time, but now I don't. That's a time where, like, I told Claude, like, hey, give me a nice doorknob. Put that doorknob in for me. He's like, I got you, man. He put the fucking doorknob, like, fucking, you know, on the fridge. You know, I'm like, what the fuck, Claude? You know, so I gotta. Okay. This one's dark. I'm probably going to hell for this one. But North Carolina, the year was 2001. Aaliyah was arriving safely somewhere via plane. Ballistic X versus Sever is like a fucking it was supposed to be like a big box office hit, and it just did not make any fucking money whatsoever. It was Antonio Banderas and Lucy Liu. Aaliyah. If at first you don't succeed, dust yourself off and try again. You can dust it off and try again. You know, Aaliyah. So, North Carolina, the year was 2001. Aaliyah was arriving somewhere safely via plane. There it is. Jackson's like, oh, that's awful. The one that my mom laughed at is y'all are gonna be like, why? Because like I was shocked. I just threw it in just for shiggles. This one is kind of like a low blow. The year was 2010. 3D televisions were taking over the world because they flopped. If you haven't realized, that's what I'm going for. I'm putting in something that like fucking like flop, but I'm just like, it was major, you know? So in case you haven't realized, that's the fucking gimmick that I'm going for here, except for Chris Gaines, because I was like 4 years late on that one. But if you would have held a gun to my head and said, what year did Chris Gaines come out? I would have said 2002. It was 1999. This is one my mom laughed at. Not as hard as the other one, but this is one my mom laughed at. 2009, Kanye West was being a stand-up guy at that year's VMAs. Still too soon. Me and Tay were just as too late. Oh, I love Aaliyah. Don't get me wrong. Fucking first you don't succeed. You can dust it off and try again. You can dust it off and try again. Try again. Okay, sorry. You don't want to throw it all away. I won't be bugging on the first day. What about the next day? Oh, okay. Sorry. Gummies are kicking in. Sorry. So my mom thought the Kanye West one was funny, and then this one. Did I put a year in the Eliza story? I did not. Okay. So I noticed I like for the serious stories, I didn't put a fucking year. Like, it's weird. Tatiana, Eliza. Oh, here's one I didn't do because it was too easy. And plus, I'm thinking about cutting the story anyway. 2020. You know, but like I'm thinking about cutting that story anyway. And I just had him clean it up just in case. So that's why I didn't even touch that one. The year was 2017. La La Land was named Best Picture that year, I think. Right after that joke. Do you, Will? I do. I like Aaliyah. Fucking. You gotta understand, dark humor, man. I gotta fucking go for the fucking dark humor and shit. Does anybody else get that reference? Fucking La La Land was named Best Picture. They all get on stage and they're like, "We fucking lost." Moonlight won, by the way, and they're like, "What?" You know, okay. In case nobody understood that reference, my mom didn't get that one. I had to explain that one. And I was working on this like the whole time. When she was sleeping and shit, I'd be sitting here working on this. Plus, I went in and added like tags for, and just side note, I went in there and added tags for like, okay, if you want to, added like podcast tags and shit. Like, okay, if you want to hear like an audio version of this, you know, go check out Stories No One. Added that. I added like author's thoughts, which that was Claude's idea. He was like, add some author's thoughts. And because like I added an update to 2 stories, like a current day update, Tatiana and the Eliza story. I added like modern day updates and shit. And and that's another running joke I have. So like that I have now in the book is like when it comes to like updates, like I think one of them is like the blatant, because that's what the book's going to be called. It's going to be Stories No One Asked For, the blatant cash grab edition. And that's what one of the updates is called. It's just like the blatant cash grab edition. I mean, author's thoughts. That's what it says. So this one I didn't put a year because I made it very time central. The year was 2018. Logan Paul was visiting Japan. I'm sure no issues arose from that. Now we wait. Just of all the ones, that's the one Diana's just like, just wow. That's the one where she's like, I've had it with your shit. Jeez, well, tell it, man. I got to make it worth fucking somebody picking up this book again, because that's the first line of the introduction. It's just like, haha, I got your money again. I should just write, haha, I got your money again, Jason, because fucking he's just gonna buy it and toss it to the side. Where's the other one? I think I have like 2 more. See, this is another movie one that fucking I was really married to, but I still I like this one better than the Ballistic X versus Sever one. But Blockbuster Video, 2007. Lindsay Lohan's I Know Who Killed Me was lighting up the box office. Yeah, Ballistic X versus Sever is going to go. I know that for sure. But I'm keeping I Know Who Killed Me. I like that one. This is from the news story I'm adding. I'm not going to tell you what news story it is. Keep a little suspense there. Which brings me to 2021. Stage 1. Oh, this is the one my fucking mom cracked her ass up on for some reason. I was actually kind of shocked. Which brings me to the year 2021. Stage 1 of the Tour de France was going smoothly. She laughed her ass off at that. I went to explain it. She was like, no, I know what happened. I was like, oh, okay. No. No, as in like, no, I don't get it. No, I don't get it. No, that sucks. Or no, as in like, no, Will. You know. And I think that's the last one. Nope. It gets worse. All right. The year was 2009. Tiger Woods and fire hydrants were going together quite well. And then, yeah, that's the last one. all of it. I like it. Hell, I might go in and fucking add some more. I might go fucking add, because there's a couple stories, the non-serious ones that don't have a year. So, I might. Oh wait, the one I'm working on. Hold on, where's the one I'm working on? Oh, here it is. It's still in Claude here. Where is it? The year was 2004. Oh yeah, this one's not as funny or dark. I just thought it was kind of cute. The year was 2004. Anchorman came out that year. I'm sure that wasn't going to stand the test of time. She all of the above you. Because like whenever I would type in like fails of like whatever year, like Google would give me like the most vague fucking shit. Like here, hold on, I'll just show you. Okay. Where did everybody disappear to? There was like so many people here talking during that story, and then like all of a sudden, fucking it's just Jax and Death Punch now. Like, what? Oop, wrong tab. Fucking, I guess. Fuck. Oh well, they're still going in the book. Fuck you. You're gonna buy it. Well, some people will. All right. So like, if I type in like, what was the weakest one? What was the ballistic exorcist every year? That was 2002, wasn't it? Let me go to 2002. Fails of 2002, and then like this is what I've been going for. So it'll say like entertainment media, and then like that's it. That's a little fucking tell me. And then one time it was just like, oh, if you want to see something else, just say entertainment or fucking. So then I'm like, oh, okay, so entertainment fails, and that's how I got to Chris Gaines, because I was just like fails of like 2000 fucking. No, what was it? Because it was the way I got to Chris Gaines, because like because I typed in a word that it told me to type in, like if you want fails of this, and I type in that, and it's just giving me all fails from all years, and I'm just like, did we fucking forget the year here? You know? So this is the shit it gives me. You know, so then I go to like, all right, so 2000 fucking 9. See, and that's it. It was actually giving me more fucking. Oh, there it goes. You know, like Google outages. I was just like, I can't do anything with that. I wanted to make a Google Glass joke, but I didn't land on any of the years. I think it was going to be something like looking whatever the year it was. Like people were kind of loving Google Glass, and now they're hating Meta glasses. You know, so I think that's where I was heading with that. You know, but I don't know. Anyway, that's literally what I've been fucking up to the last 10 days. All right, that sounds good, Jax. Yeah, good. I don't know how the fuck Elijah fell asleep. What the fuck? He's like, fuck you and your mom. Going to sleep. Yeah, Google AI is widely inaccurate sometimes. My mom got bit by a spider yesterday. I took a picture and looked it up on Google AI and said it was a dinosaur fossil. Google's like fucking close enough. And like I was talking during the story, but like I saw Jason say, "Fucking hope your mom gets well soon." That was the only logical thing he fucking said all night. I got Sam Raimi's autograph. I'm like, yeah, that's relevant right now, buddy. Then I saw something about Robert Englund. I was like, he's got one more. I was like, in my brain, he's got one fucking more. And I told Jax before I left, I was just like, if the group chat asks or anything, or if anybody fucking comes to you and is like, hey, where's Will at? Because that's usually what happens. Like, if I disappear from like an online platform, people just run to Jax like, hey, have you heard from Will? Is he dead? I'm just like, if anybody asks where I fucking am, just say mental health issues. And Jack's like, okay, cool. And then I came back like 5 minutes later, and I was just like, or hey, have fun with it. Say fucking heroin binge. You know. All right, Jax. Oh, and I forgot to show you all these before I headed out. I went to the fucking Criterion sale before I headed out and everything, and I was able to pick up the game. The game, which I went into the Criterion. What's up? Wow, sounds like, what was that? I didn't get the fucking read it. Oh, sounds like you're having a hard time. Must be hard with your parents and having another dude raise your daughter. No, you know what? He actually didn't come this time, which I was actually kind of fucking shocked. You know, because like usually he comes to like all the fucking get-togethers and shit like that to like keep an eye on and shit. But he actually didn't come this time. I was just like, I asked her. I said his name. I was like, oh, he didn't want to come. And she was like, no, he just got off of work and he was tired and fucking. I was just like, okay, that's another thing I didn't fucking mention. The baby mama was acting just a little bit too fucking nice. Yeah, because let me tell you what happens after I fucking leave. So after I leave fucking Target and shit, right? You know, I'm sending the videos and pictures to my mom and shit in the fucking hospital, and there was a part in the store where like I was messing around with her other kid. I was joking with her. And I was like, that's it. I'm putting your candy back. And I take out the candy. I put it on the shelf. And then we were having a disagreement. And I was just like, fucking, she was like, no, I agree. And she puts the candy back in my basket. I was like, yeah, we agree with me now, don't we? You know, it was kind of like that and shit. So when I scanned the candy and shit, she's standing right there and I hand it to her. Like, here, you little smart aleck. Because she was being a little smart aleck all through. So like a little smart ass and shit. So I message her once I get done. I was just like, oh, tell your little smart aleck she didn't thank me for her candy and I want it back, you know? And she was like, I told her to say thank you, but I don't think you heard it when you were scanning. And I was like, okay, I was just joking anyway. And she was like, and then she said, LOL, I know. Now, that's it. I would have left it right there. I'm like, okay, LOL, I know. She knows I left. I said goodbye to the kid. Then she throws on this. This is when I like antennae went up. I was like, but she hit fucking thank you for everything though. I'm like, fucking who sent you? You know? And I was just like, yeah, no problem. I was just happy to spend time with her and everything. And she was like, well, I'm glad you were able to. Okay, it seemed like a normal response. You know, and the next one's gonna seem like a normal response, but again, fucking antennae went up, and she was like, "Drive careful." I was like, "Will do." Hopefully, in the future, I can come down and actually make more solid plans with her. Because again, this was all on a whim and shit like that. Oh yeah, speaking of which, hold on, I forgot to do that. Man, that tells you that like fucking how much I don't give a shit anymore. I don't even check these channels anymore. Let me guess, you made it today. Oh, God, I'm good. I figured it out before I even clicked it. Yeah, he made the channel today. Anyway, I don't even know how that was supposed to be an insult. Try harder. Like, fuck, people come in here and say more hardcore shit than that. That's the best you got? Funny thing is, I don't live with my parents. That's the funny thing. Anyway, so she's like, sounds like a plan. I'm like, okay. You know, so I was just like, a little suspicious, if you ask me. You know, you're acting just a little too nice. You know. But it made the whole trip worth it because fucking we're sitting there at lunch. This is what made the whole trip worth it. I think even if for some reason, you know, knock on wood, or I wouldn't say knock on wood for this, but even if we would have went down and for some reason the worst would have happened to my mom, this fucking moment made it all worth it right here. Because, you know, again, you know, not to go into the whole history, but you guys have heard most of this, some of the stories. And, you know, me and baby mom, we have a tumultuous past and everything like that. You know, there's been problems with, you know, the kid and everything. But the thing was, we were sitting at lunch. She was sitting next to me, the kid, and I forgot. I don't even remember the context of it. You know, I don't remember the context of it, but she kind of gives me, she's holding a fork and she kind of gives like that point, you know, how you're holding a fork. And it's like, well, he said, you know, kind of like that little motion. So she does like, well, dad said that, you know, she called me dad. You know, I was just like, I didn't fucking make mention of it at the table or anything like that, but I fucking logged it. That like fucking, I was like, she called me dad. You know, not fucking dude or fucking. Every now and then she'll throw in a Will, and I've corrected her on that one a couple times. I'm like, you do not call me Will. You know, so that, and then once she was being real nice and everything, I was just like, something's up here. Oh man, I just had to fucking keep chucking on through lunch like nothing was happening because I was stunned. Because like I can't remember, it was something insignificant. It wasn't like it was just like, well, dad said he loves me very much. It wasn't like that or anything. It was just like they were saying something. I think we were talking about like a job I had or something. Because like I said, the little one was asking me about jobs I've had and shit. And but then like I think like I said, the kid was just like, well, dad said that, you know, and just kept going. I was like, mm-hmm. Because I didn't order anything because like you know, the pill and everything. So I was just sitting there drinking my Diet Coke, like, I was like, I'm gonna log that for later. You know. She knows, man. That's it. Yeah, exactly. That's all I ever cared about. As long as she knows she has two quote unquote dads, I guess. You know, I fucking, that's cool. You know, and that was like the problem. Like, I mean, like for a while, she treated me like a fucking third world citizen. You know, the baby mama and shit. You know, your father's on the phone, like, you know, shit like that. You know, and like then, like I said, when she called me Will one time, I was like, oh no, we're not going to be having that. My child's not going to be referring to me by my first name. You know, that's not. She can come up with some cute little nickname and shit because she used to call me Yo. Because I used to always yell "Yo, baby" towards her. So you used to call me Yo. Well, I'm like, all right, you want to keep calling me Yo? That's cool. I'll fucking roll with it and shit. But I was like, no, you are not calling me fucking Will. That is not happening. You can call me double trouble piece of shit on a stick, but you are not calling me fucking Will. Oh, wait, hold on. I got a better joke. You can call me... fuck. I was going to say this guy's screen name, but I can't say it. I was like, you can call me this, but you're not going to call me Will. Olamu Tijowi? Why do I feel... let me read it backwards. Nope, backwards. Wait a minute. I watch you... Wait a minute. Am I just high or am I... I'll watch you... fuck. That actually worked. I actually had something there for a second until MALO. I watch you Malo? That could just be coincidence. I really doubt. That'd be like fucking... Like, oh my god, David's name backwards is fucking Deviod. That could just be a coincidence. It's a hell of a coincidence, though. I watch you Mallow. All right, anyway. I would have said the name is artist. No, I don't do that fucking artist shit. Sean Gummy, yeah, and plus I haven't done them in like fucking like 10 days because like I didn't do them that Sunday. Obviously, I don't take them with me on vacation. I do this shit. I do the gummies for this shit because I'm like, one day I'm gonna be a star, and you know I know that's not gonna happen. I did have a great idea for I was driving because there's a lot of long stretches on the road. It's like stay on this, road for 191 miles. And me and my sister were listening to the Drew Carey show on YouTube. And I was thinking, I got randomly thinking about this movie Morgan Spurlock did called Where in the World is Osama bin Laden? And I was just like, yeah, I remember it. That was this follow-up to fucking Super Size Me. Trust me, I'm getting to my point. But he did a movie called Where in the World is Osama bin Laden? Basically talked about the war against Osama bin Laden. He basically finds his hideout. He finds it and it's like, fuck it. It's not worth it. It's not worth dying for. And he fucking walks off and shit like that. And I had this fucking great idea. I kind of want to make a movie like that. And it's called fucking I Want to Kill Shuli Ingar. And I just want to do like a road trip movie and like go down to the fucking address that I have. Not even the address the address that he gave me, and just film like a whole fucking movie, like me traveling and shit, and just like fucking, like interviewing people. Like, have you ever murdered somebody? And they're like, what? Like, yeah. Like, have you ever murdered somebody? How angry would you have to be to murder somebody? So I thought of this fucking great idea. I was just like, and that'd be great. And then like at the end, and Where in the World is Osama bin Laden, he stands at the gate where allegedly Osama bin Laden was, and he's just like, he just had a son and everything. And the end of the movie is basically Morgan Spurlock saying, it ain't worth it. And he walks off into the fucking sunset and everything. And I kind of want to take from that, but like at the end, I'm like, the shot's gonna be like right in front of his house and shit. And then then I go inside and kill him. I think that'd be a fucking bold ending if you ask me. Or like the House on Fire, I think would be pretty good too. I don't know. I thought it was pretty good. That's what happens when you zone out on the fucking highway there for a little bit. You drove there? Yeah, I could have did it quicker if we didn't make stops. My sister saw a White Castle, and I knew I was not going to get past that fucking White Castle unless we stopped. So we had to stop for fucking White Castle. And then, of course, we had to stop for gas. Everything like that. So, yeah, I probably could have did it quicker. Coming back was hell on earth. Because, there's two parts of the drive that I usually hate the most. One is going through Dayton, Ohio, which I can update you guys. Whatever construction they were doing like 6 or 7 years ago in Dayton, Ohio, fucking they finished it. So like getting through Dayton was like fucking way easier this time than anything. So I was able to mark Dayton, Ohio off my shit list. Then I hit West Virginia. And like you guys already know my previous thoughts on fucking West Virginia. You guys already know. So like I was like, I do not want to stop for gas here. I think I stopped like right outside of Ohio. I was just like, I am not stopping anywhere in fucking West Virginia for gas. And then we had tolls in West Virginia, $4.50 a toll. I'm just like, that was like my fucking when I was a kid moment, because I was like, when I was a boy, the tolls were 60 cents. So I was like, what the fuck are we doing? $4.50. So I told my sister there was 2 tolls on that road. I was like, I'm doing one, you're doing the other, and we're doing the same on the way back. And she said, okay. So paid the tolls. Here's the thing, though. Usually when I drive through West Virginia, it's usually like 7, 8 a.m. in the morning. So there's cars out, there's fucking people. When I was driving through it this time, it was like midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning. So it was like a fucking breeze. It was the easiest fucking West Virginia drive I ever had in my life. So Even though I still can't stand fuck West Virginia, and he knows why. You know, like I said, one bad apple spoils the bunch. You know what I'm saying? Like, this motherfucker made me hate fucking West Virginia. You know, how much is gas? How much is that in gas? I've probably spent $250 on gas. Two fathers, one works hard for a living, the other one writes a book. Okay. Wow, you're still bringing up the Nick and Shelby thing. Man, you're running out of stuff, aren't you? You still got to bring up the Nick and Shelby thing, which didn't happen. Well, I mean, the Shelby thing did, but I've already said that. They're really out in the comment section here tonight. Fuck. Welcome. But notice how it's the same shit. Like, stop borrowing money from Nick and Shelby, which, you know, again, I know they're not going to fucking listen to the actual fucking reason why, you know, but I've been through that fucking shit 1,000 times. Fucking whatever. Like, get some new shit. Yeah, exactly. Run out of material. You know, like, fuck. Like, when was it? Fucking, that's 6 years ago, man. You're pulling out shit from 6 years ago. You're like, fucking, fuck him and his books, and fucking, what else? Fucking Nick and Shelby borrowing money. Like, you're just mad that you don't have fucking friends that will actually loan you money if you need it. Yeah, I have my fucking little pinned comment there. I'm not going to make a nickel from this tonight. I've already come to terms with that. What do you think? Look. I can miss a meal. I don't give a shit. If you don't think I've understood by now that, like, fucking, like, it doesn't matter if I sit here and say, no, here's what really happened, is fucking going to get you to fucking pay attention. Fucking, come on. Listen, I may be fucking retarded, but I'm not fucking Micah Olojaf retarded. You know what I mean? Let me guess. That motherfucker was made today. Hold on, let me go look. I bet you that motherfucker was made today. I'll be shocked if it wasn't. Nope, made today. See, and that's the ones that always kill me, is like the ones that come to the channel and they're just like, no one gives a shit about this shit. And I'm like, right on. No. And I think about it for a second. I'm just like, you know what? Maybe they are right. Like, fucking, maybe Elijah and Death Punch and like all these people show up and they're just like, fucking, we don't really give a shit. We're just here to see the fucking train wreck. You know, like, fucking, maybe they're right. And shit. Nobody cares. You know, and I go to their channel and I'm like, I want to see what their life is like and everything. And then there's nothing on their channel, which I'm like, right on, you know, that's cool. And then I click on when they made the account, and it's like that day, and then that really gets the fucking gears, or the hamster spinning, I should say, because I'm just like, you just came here and dropped a comment saying no one cares, yet you went through the Google process of like making a fake name, because I would bet every fucking dollar in my bank account right now that your name is not Micah Ojaf. You know, you make the fake name, the fake email, just so you can make the account come in here, and you're like, I'm going to drop some material from 6 years ago. All right, swing hard, Maddie, swing hard. Fucking get that glass of water. But swing hard, Maddie, and like fucking, and you're like, fucking, I made it today. Like, and you're going to sit there and tell me you don't care. Where's that fucking sheep gif? Was the flight that much more expensive? Oh, I don't fly. I would rather have fucking Micah Ojaff be an admin in here than fucking Fly. It's not that I don't have a fear of the skies. I have a fear of fucking a plane falling out of the goddamn sky. That's what I have a fucking fear of. It is not so much even flying. It's when we get in the air, I'm a little bit more calmed down. You know, like once you get in there and they're like, you can unfasten your seatbelt, walk around, you know, I'm chill. You know, I'm a little bit antsy, but I'm still it's the takeoff. That's I don't know what it is with takeoff that gets me, man. I get all fucking white knuckled and shit. I grab the fucking armrest. Like I'm pretty sure that like if I'm grabbing an armrest on a plane during a takeoff and you just yank my hand, I'm pretty sure the armrest will come with it. I'm fairly certain of it because like that's how much I hate flying. Last time I flew had to be when did I? When was the last time I flew? Oh, okay. Last time I flew is when people thought 3D televisions were the wave of the future. No, she don't give a damn. To me, I like to sit next to the window, and I know that sounds weird because, like, oh, you're afraid of flying and shit. The way I look at it is, if I'm going to die in a plane while I'm going down, I at least want a good view. Don't get me wrong. I'm afraid. I'm afraid of a plane crashing. Don't get me wrong. But like I said, I just get so anxious, I guess would be the best word for it, on takeoff. You know, to fucking get all the engine fucking blowing and the fuel and one fucking and the planes are so fucking finicky. You know, a plane blows up and then you hear on the news the next day they're just like, yeah, there was one screw by the fuel injector that needed to just be tightened just 45 degrees. If we would have did that, everything would have been okay. And it's just like, and I'm thinking then that kind of shit gets in my head. You know, and I'm just like, fuck, did they turn the fucking right screws and everything, man? Or is this it? Like, if I hear one thing fucking wrong, you know, it's like, I'm like, what the fuck was that? What was that? You know, like I get too anxious. But like I said, once I get in the air, I get a little bit more calmed down. I'm still anxious. Can I get you something to drink? Can I get a Diet Coke? Like, absolutely. And they bring me my Dixie cup full of fucking Diet Coke. I'm like, oh, thanks. You know, although the last time I flew, they treated me very fucking nicely. They saw I was anxious. They saw I was anxious. So like once we got in the air and everything, they're like, "Is there anything we can get you?" I was like, "Can I get a Diet Coke?" They brought me like they open the can, pour it and shit like that, so they have some left in the can. They brought me every fucking leftover Diet Coke can on the fucking tray. I was like, "You guys rock, man." You know, I'm just sipping Diet Cokes, reading Sky Mall. That was another thing that strangely kept me calm on the fucking plane, was like looking through the Sky Mall. I'm just like, yes, I would love to look at fucking, personally engraved stones for my front yard. Fucking, I'm 9. I would gladly fucking look at that if it keeps me off the mind of sweet, sweet death. I used to have Sky Mall fucking catalogs delivered to my fucking house. Because that's how much fucking I'm like, oh, if it calms me down in the air, maybe it'll calm me down on the ground. So like I started getting fucking Sky Mall catalogs delivered to my house. And now they're not around. So like I keep hoping on eBay like old Sky Mall catalogs will fucking pop up. But like that shit people didn't keep. I don't know. These days, people are keeping everything. I came into an old Sears catalog at fucking half price books, and they wanted $15 for it. I would have bought it, but it said $15, and I'm like, this is an old Sears catalog, and they fucking gave you these. You walked into the store, and you're like, oh, the new Sears catalog, and you want me to pay $15 for it? Like, nah, man, you got to get over this. Nah, man, you got to suck my dick. Fucking buy some books, then we'll talk. Well, we were like, nah, man, you got to get over this. Motherfucker never buy any books or anything. There's always something wrong, too. Like, fucking, well, Will, I have this pot of gold and everything, but I went to go get it, and there was a fucking leprechaun there. So, like, fuck, it's just like, now I can't buy the books, because the leprechaun bites and everything, and, like, I just don't feel like dealing with it well, and it's like, oh, okay, that's cool. That's awesome. Leprechaun's only 3 feet tall, but, yeah, that's cool. You could only kick its ass, but, yeah, that's cool. I was Joan of Arc in my former life. I used to do that all the time as a kid. Just hold up lighters and say I was Joan of Arc in my former life. I was Joan of Arc in my former life. Well, Will, yeah, there's always... Like here's some fucking hot takes I want to get out here since fucking all 3 of you are here, because I'm in this. Me and Elijah are both in this physical media group, but I think I'm more active in it now than he is. Thanks a lot, fucker. That's why I hate these fucking group invites, man. I just look at these group invites and I'm like, I'm not coming to this fucking group because if I get into this group, no. And like Elijah had this group invite on me for a while, and like I was like, I'm not coming in, but like I would see it on my fucking feed every now and then like people's dumbass fucking shit, like, hey guys, I have the Little Mermaid VHS sealed, and it's the one with the penis on it. How much do you think I can get for it? And I'm just like, motherfucker, $2. It's 2026, motherfucker. I mean, don't get me wrong, fucking Video Store today gave me $35 for 10 VHS tapes. But like I just wanted some money on my account so like I could go up there and find new shit. But I got rid of some good shit too, man. I got rid of my Tales from the Hood VHS. I got rid of my Saw VHS, which that's a big one. I got rid of my Harold and Kumar Go to White Castle VHS. I got rid of White Oleander, Mystery Science Theater 3000, the movie I got rid of. Dead Man on Campus VHS I got rid of. That's 6. What were the other 3? The original release of Ghostbusters. Couple others, but like the only thing that gets annoying is dealing with the mix of anxious and people just waking up from their naps or getting off the plane. That's another thing. I don't understand how these motherfuckers can just sleep on a plane. That's the equivalent of like if something goes wrong, that's like going to sleep and never waking up. Like, what the fuck? Can you imagine just fucking sleeping on a plane and all of a sudden it just crashes? I fell asleep. I was watching a movie on a plane one time, right? So I had like the portable DVD player here, and I'm watching. This is why I refuse to ever watch the movie Miracle with fucking Kurt Russell ever again because of this. Because I'm sitting there, I'm watching it, and like all of a sudden, I fucking freaked out, man. I was like, I am not gonna fall asleep on a fucking plane. That is the death knell. If I fall asleep on a fucking plane, that's it. I'm dead. my backup plan is like, if we're in a situation where they're like, we're going down, you'll have time. I'm just going to go to the bathroom and I'm just going to hope that I can just keep jerking off enough to where there's enough sperm in the fucking bathroom where it protects me from the crash. Maybe yell out to everybody, hey, everybody, if you can jerk off into the bathroom and I get enough semen in here, maybe I can live. And maybe that would be... That's my backup plan. That's like if it's going down and we have time, you know, like the controls are fucking, oh my God, we're going down. It's like, oh, fuck. I'm just going to run to the bathroom and try my plan. That's how I'd like to go out of sleep and stay asleep. And listen, I'm not saying I want like a brutal, listen, I already have my issues with death itself as it is, but like, I don't want like a brutal, fucking terrible death. Like, oh, how did Will die? Car compactor. Like, what? You know, like, I don't want something like that. You know, like, I don't want, like, how did Will die? Fucking parachute didn't open. You know, like, oh, God. You know, like, I don't want something like that, but I don't want it to be something like fucking like, well, fucking work sucked today. Fucking the live was fun, but all right, I'm gonna go to bed. You know, and then that's it. Like, that's fucking wrap on your life. That fucks me up. You know? Let me be in the fucking deck, you know? Or you can buy a parachute and wear. Well, I mean, like, if you're skydiving and something goes on, you know, I would never fucking skydive. I won't ride a goddamn plane. You think I'm going to jump out of one? You know? So. Oh, fuck. You know, I just remembered. I know who that guy was. Micah Ojaf and the other guy, they're the same fucking person. It's fucking, I know who that is. That's fucking Joe Shipley. I forget. I fucking just remembered. Saved by a web of jizz. Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying it would work. It's a fucking solid plan. You know, now they say this is a fucking, what's her name? Kathleen Madigan joke. He was like, now I got to worry about if it's a suicide on the pilot's behalf. Like, great. That's something else I got to think about now. Just stop into the plane, hit the cockpit, like, hey, guys, how's it going? Here's some donut holes. See you guys in Minneapolis. I seriously thought that said pancake for a second. Just try to make their day a little bit. Yeah, exactly. Maybe that's the day we're like fucking. He's like, today's the day. I'm gonna take this motherfucker up, and I'm just gonna nosedive it back to the fucking ground, man. Like, that's it today. And then here comes my ass, the fucking box of donut holes. I'm like, hey, how you pilots doing today? You guys doing okay? Fucking A, man. Like, I hope we have a good flight, man. I'm like in row like fucking Q. You don't have to worry about me, but like, I just want to drop off some donut holes for you guys, man. I stopped at Dunkin' and got like the munchkins with the jelly and shit like that in it, man. You guys do good work around here. All right, I'll see you guys later. And just go to the back. And then maybe that's when he's just like, that guy appreciates me. Okay. Maybe today's not the day. You know, that's all I need at that point. If he can just get past that flight, that's cool. Once I get off, that's his own problem. Maybe after I get off, he's like, man, that guy's leaving. He brought us the donuts. That sucks. I'm going to take it up and drive it down. Yeah, after that, it's on him. At that point, I don't care. At least you can say you and Aaliyah have something in common. See, we've come full circle. Oh, fuck. Fucking Aaliyah. If at first you don't succeed, yeah, you can dust it off and try again. Dust yourself off and try again. Try again. You don't want to throw it all away. I won't be bugging on the first day. What about the next day? Oh. Okay. I would ask a woman if she would want to. I mean, yeah, might as well. Shit. See, and I think that's a fucking, that'd be a good way to go out. You busted a nut in some chick, on her face, something like that, and all of a sudden you're like, oh, my head, and then you died fucking coming. I think that'd be an awesome way to go. It would suck that you're dead, but I think it'd be an awesome way to go out. Dude nutted so hard he fucking died. I think that'd be the top of my list. That's at least in my top 5 ways I want to die. At least fucking 3. I'll go 3. And I'm not even saying like on my terms. It's just like maybe again, like I don't want it to be like, oh man, this was a good life tonight. All right, I'm going to bed, and then that's a wrap. You know? Maybe like fucking I meet somebody and I'm just like, oh well, come and go in one fell swoop. Exactly. You know, like maybe I finally get with Rachel at fucking store, and then like fucking that probably would happen if I'm not mistaken. Rachel's like, all right, let's do it. I'm like, all right, and then like fucking afterwards, fucking aneurysm. That'd be a good way to go out. If you're talking people I know, her or Jax, one of those two would be the best way. Like you fucking you nail them, aneurysm. Okay, that's in the top 3. Did Anna Nicole Smith? No, I don't. No, did he? How did J. Howard Marshall die? Pneumonia. So no. There is in the movie here, in this movie, Whore, there's a scene where that happens though. Like there's an old guy who picks up the hooker and then like she sits on his lap, like, you know, like fucking reverse cowgirls it in the car. And then like he's like, oh yeah. And then like he fucking has a heart attack right there and fucking dies. And it becomes like part of the story and shit. You know? She's like, oh my God, I killed him and shit. You know, she killed him fucking him and shit, you know? So. She takes off her clothes. You drop dead. Yeah, that sucked. Yeah, I probably didn't get that far. Did I tell y'all the fucking licking perfume off of Jackie story before? No? Okay. So this is during that, like, will they, won't they phase? You know? Like, are we going to put a title on this? Are we not? Fucking shit like that. Then shit was getting a little weird. You know, it was like the beginning of weird. You know? So my mom used to have this fucking Christmas party, right? And she would invite all of her fucking coworkers over. It was like her thank you to them for like all the work. That's what my mom always did, you know? It wasn't like, oh, Blockbuster, you have to throw a party for your... No, that's just something my mom did. You know, something for their spouses to come to, shit like that. So, like, my +1 was Jax. So, my mom's getting ready for the Christmas party, and I'm starting to feel a headache come on, but I'm not really fucking thinking about it. We're doing other shit. So, Jax is going to be my +1 that night. I'm going to go pick her up. So, I was like, hey, you know, what time are you going to be? All this shit. Now the headache has grown into like a migraine. Like not one of those like migraines where you can like push through. You know, no, it's one of those migraines where you want the sweet taste of death. You know, but Death Punch knows what I'm fucking talking about. You know? But at that time when the migraine's like, you know, fucking the dancing telegram girl and fucking Clue, you know, I am your singing migraine. You know, like, oh, fuck. That's when it was time for me to go pick up Jax. So, I get in the car and I'm fine and everything. I get there And I was just like, hey, you ready? And shit. And she was like, yeah, I'm almost ready. Come in. Now, pause story. Right here. Let me pause it right here. At the time, fucking Jessica Simpson was real big. She was real big. She was fucking everywhere, man. She was on MTV, Newlywed. She was in Dukes of Hazzard. She was fucking tuna commercials. That's not a joke. I know it sounds like, oh, that sounds stupid. No, that really happened. All this shit. She was fucking everywhere. And one of the things that she, nowadays, like whenever a celebrity's big, they come out with a fucking perfume. Well, like apparently her idea was like I think the story went like whenever Nick Lachey like kissed her goodbye or kiss her neck or something, he would get the perfume and it tasted all chemically and flowery and everything. So Jessica Simpson came up with a like essentially an edible perfume in a way, and Jax bought it. So I knew she bought it. This is before I'm there to pick her up and shit. So I show up. I'm sitting on like the front of like her brother's bed because believe it or not, her and her brother shared a room for a long time. So I'm sitting on the front, the end of her brother's bed, and I'm just like, I got a gun right now. Because of this migraine, I'm just like, I have fucking injury right now. I mean, Jax is all dressed up and shit, like fucking wearing a dress and everything, looking good and shit. And again, we're in that will they, won't they phase. It's not like we're a fucking couple or anything like that, So then she hits me with this. Okay. Now, anybody who's ever had a fucking migraine, lights can fuck with you. Sounds can fuck with you. Smells can fuck with you. Taste can fuck with you. Everything can fuck with you with a migraine, okay? So the light in her house wasn't bothering me. Didn't bother me at all. There was nobody screaming that night, which that was a rare night. Wow, I should have fucking clocked that one. Nobody was screaming at each other that night, which that was usually my entertainment sometimes. I didn't understand the language, but I enjoyed watching it. And I think I was drinking a Diet Coke with lime, so taste wouldn't bother me. Smell was. And I smelled like fucking the perfume in the air and everything. And like, it wasn't bad smelling, but it was just like, you just smell something and you have a migraine and you're just like, fuck this noise. You're fuck this. You just want to throw up, or you feel that motion like you want to throw up. Sounds and light fucking. Yeah, see me, it's mainly like fucking. It's kind of a combination of all three. Like I once had a headache and walked into an Oriental store. Side note, walked into an Oriental store. I've been in thousands of fucking Oriental stores my whole life, but I had a headache walking into this one, and that Oriental store smell. I had to leave. My mom was like, "Where are you going?" I was like, I was gone, So like, yeah, it fucking smells. So I smelled Jax's perfume, and it wasn't like, that shit smells like ass. Where did you buy it? Did you fucking buy that behind a fucking 7-Eleven? It fucking smells like Indian food in a diaper, or a fucking cigar in a urinal. Like, what the hell? It wasn't that. It was just, just a smell that just went in my nose. And I was just like, this isn't happening, man. We need to get going. Because, like, because the second I get home, I can pop some aspirin and fucking, because I wasn't smart back then and kept aspirin in my car. Now I keep a bottle of Excedrin on tap. I'm like, man, I got a headache. Like, fucking, I keep a clicker in there. So, finally, she's like, "Oh, I'm wearing that Jessica Simpson perfume." I'm like, "Oh, there's the culprit," And she's like, "It's that one that she made where like you can lick it, you can taste it." I was like, "Oh, yeah." Like I really, and like again, it wasn't her. It's just when you have a migraine, you just don't care. I'm like, "Yeah, that's cool," like whatever, And she was just like, "Want to try it?" And I'm like, that's like being given the keys to the kingdom almost. And like, I have a migraine. The smell is not even fucking working with me. So like, imagine, like, I'm not even going to do the motion. But like, so I take like a little lick of her fucking arm. And like, I was like, this ain't gonna happen. Like, if that was the night where she's just like, I'm gonna let him lick my whole body, like it wasn't gonna happen that night. Because like I took one lick of it and like I got what Jessica Simpson was going for. You know, like, okay, it's a perfume, but like it also has a taste to it too, where it's not chemically, you know, you ever get cologne in your fucking mouth and shit like that. It's like, you know, you're not hungry like the wolf and shit. But like I was just like, I took one little lick, I was like, and I was like, and she was like, what's wrong? That's when it finally clicked on her that I wasn't feeling good. And she was like, what's wrong? And I was like, I have a terrible migraine and I'm just waiting to get back to the house to take some Excedrin. And she was like, oh, okay. So then she, you know, you would think she would hurry up, but she proceeded to fucking wait fucking another 45 minutes. No, I'm kidding. No, but we eventually got in the car. I finally got the aspirin and everything. But like, yeah, that fucking basically cockfired by That's good. That's good. I like that. I'm never gonna listen to Personal Affair again. You know, my ringtone. Remember back in the day, you get like this cool ringtones on the flip phones and shit. My ringtone was what is it? Personal Affair by Jessica Simpson, because like Verizon had like the ringtone store and shit. And not only did they have like, because like her song Public Affair, it was the courses, all the girls stepping out for a public affair. All right, that's the fucking jam and shit. But what Verizon did was they had edits where you could get your name and shit, right? Oh, I just told a story about you, Jax. But they had like, so like if your name was Adam, your ringtone would be Adam stepping out for a public affair. All right. That would be your ringtone. So like my ringtone for a while was fucking William stepping out for a public affair. All right. That was literally my fucking ringtone for a while. I was telling them the night when you're just like, here, Will, lick Jessica Simpson's perfume off of me. And like I had a migraine so bad that I couldn't fucking commit. I was like, that could have been the night where Jax was just like, I'm going to let him lick all over my body before we go to that Christmas party. And like, I just couldn't do it because I had that migraine. Oh, I forgot about that. Did you forget about it, or did you fucking just not want to remember it? That's probably one of them. She's sitting at the fucking phone right now, like, why is he still talking about that? That was the punchline. I was just like, that could have been the night where Jax, like, before that Christmas party, was just, I'm gonna let him lick all over my fucking body with this perfume. And then, like, I show up and I'm like, just one little tiny lick, one little tiny lick. And I was just like, I can't. And you were just like, fuck this. Where's the nearest security guard? I'm sorry. I'm going to hell for that one. Jax gets it. You guys don't, but Jax gets it. Oh, fuck. I'm sorry. Oh, fuck. Okay. Shake my head. Oh, shit. Okay. That was your one time and your body blocked. I know, right? Trust me, if I could go back in time, I'd just fucking all up the fucking arm. But I was in. This is now. No, I'm pretty sure she would have punched me if I did that for real. She was like, "Here, Will, you want to try the perfume?" And I just fucking just all the way up her fucking arm. That would have been met with the sweet taste of mace. That's where it all began because Jessica Simpson wanted to make a fucking perfume. Yeah, but without the fucking perfume, I don't even have the chance to. We got to fucking figure out what caused the migraine that day. That's what it is. If I didn't have the migraine, then I would have been solid. I don't know, one of these days. Yep, Blockbuster party. Yep. My mom's holiday party she would do. Yeah. I think that was the second one. Or the first one. No, because we were selling Will They, weren't they? So yeah, that had to be the first one. What's the first one? Because you came to 2 of them? 2.5? Because you came after one with Chris one night. Or shit, fuck me, KP. I think Emily was there too, wasn't she? Emily came after. I don't know. It was pretty good. Yeah, I mean, yeah, because like my mom, it wasn't just like everybody here's food, see you later. My mom fucking had games. She had fucking prizes for the games. Fucking food. Everybody else would bring fucking food. Yeah, it was a fun time. Then you fucking just sit and bullshit, for a little bit. Like we kept doing charades. We did charades 2 years in a row. I won that one year. And then fucking we did White Elephant one year. I was pissed with that one. I didn't like that one because I didn't understand the rules. I didn't understand that giving away number 6 was a bad thing. you know? Oh, man. What was I saying before the perfume story? Hold on. Oh yeah, there we are. Okay, yeah, I don't think we should mention that. But yeah, fuck it. We're also saying, Jax, we're talking about ways of dying, and like what would be the worst, what would be the best, and these two sick fucks just want to go to sleep and just never fucking wake up again, which I don't understand. I don't know what Elijah's answer was, if there was one. It's like mine, like I don't want to go down in a terrible death. Like I don't want to, like be crushed in a car compactor or anything. But I don't want it to be like 8 o'clock. I don't want it to be, grisly either and shit. But like, and then we got to like, what if like, yeah, I was like, aneurysm while fucking is like in my top 3. I was like, I think that'd be that's a good way to go. That has to be like fucking one of the best ways to go. If you're fucking someone that you really care about, not like just like a fucking homeless girl you met on the street, or like your confused cousin, one of those two. somebody you really care about, and then like afterwards, like after you, after that, and then like your fucking aneurysm, just like and that's it. I think that's like a great way to go, in my opinion. And I was like, as for real people that would make that list, I think the fucking girl at work that I'm talking to now and Jax would be like my fucking. Those would be the ones that I'm just like, yeah, that'd be worth it. If they're just like, if you fuck this person, you're gonna have an aneurysm and die. I'm like, with those two, all right, I'm in. If we're just talking about people I know, if we add celebrities, and fucking it might get a little complicated. But peaceful sleep. See, fuck that. That's just again, and that's what I was saying earlier. I can't imagine to be like, all right, live's done. Let me go upstairs, have some fucking dinner, and watch some YouTube videos, and then fall asleep, and then that's a wrap. Like and that would be shitty. Maybe like in the end, like when you know it's coming, like you have like you're laid up in like some hospital bed, you're 112 years old, you've fucking done it all, and then it's just like, I think I'm gonna take a little nap. And then that's it. Like maybe then like you can probably get it. But like, yeah. I feel like it's even worse if you feel it coming. I mean that'd be kind of. I see. That's another thing. I think that's kind of fucked too. Like if I went to the doctor tomorrow, they're like, "All right, you got 6 months." I'd be like, I'd be counting down the fucking days. Like I'd be like, "Oh fuck, man," you know. Yeah, that'd be like just fucking one thing I don't get. But like at least then, like you're somewhat prepared. You don't like it, but you're prepared. I'd rather be prepared than again, like oh fuck, tomorrow I gotta be in at 11. Damn, man, and then go to bed and that's it. Like whatever happened in your sleep happened. I have an irrational fear of falling asleep and somebody breaks into the house and blows my head off, and I don't hear it. Two women at the same time? No, either or. And wake up too early at 11. I'm usually up at fucking 8. Anyway, I usually wake up at 8 and I fucking lay there until like 9:45. That's when I get up, and then like I'm in the parking lot of the store by like 10:15, 10:20, depending on traffic. And like I'm usually there early just in case. Hey, Will, we got a big order. Can you come in early? Yeah, fuck, no problem. I'm here. There's somebody there because like that's a problem in that store. It's like if something goes wrong, it's like, hey, can you get here? And they're like, well, I can get there, but like it's gonna be about 45 minutes, and it's just like fuck. And then like we're stuck in this like whatever situation it is for 45 minutes rather than somebody being right there right now. So that's why I usually show up early. I usually get an extra 15 minutes on my clock every weekend. 15 minutes a day because I usually clock in 15 minutes early, and then Tuesday I stay 15 after. Wednesday I get up at 2, so yeah, I usually leave 15 early unless we're busy. So like if I clock in 15 early, I leave 15 early. So it's the same amount of hours, it's just fucking different times. Unless we're busy, so then I could get extra time on that and shit. I think Friday and Saturday, Thursday is wild card because that's supposed to be when the truck comes, but the truck hasn't been coming when I've been working there lately, so not my problem. So I've been getting off early. And then Saturday is just Saturday's a breeze. And just whistle on through that one because then I know I'm off the next 2 days. So. Jax is just like, you know, when people ask what do they miss, they don't really mean it. I didn't want to know. Screw you guys. I'm out of here. Oh, shit. There it is. I'm here. I'm just getting dessert. Oh, you mean me? Ah? No. Oh. Hey, you know, words hurt, you know. I have feelings. Despite popular belief, even though I'm schizophrenic, I'm feeling for two. And I don't want like that fucking corny death where it's just like all my friends and family were around me. I mean, if family can be there, awesome. But I don't want all you fuckers there. Like we're not to tell anybody that my mom died when she dies until a month after she's dead. It's like she doesn't have a will or anything like that. It's more of a verbal will, and But if she were to have a will, that's in it. You are not to tell any of my family members that I am dead until 1 month after I am gone. Oh, I never finished showing you the fucking thing I got earlier. Shit. So yeah, before I had to run out of town, I got the game Criterion because like I saw my mom is in the same. My mom is the same. She doesn't want extended family to know. Wow, you know. Like she doesn't even tell them she's in the hospital. Because, like, she knows that, like, one of them's going to come out there and shit. And, like, it would just cause a fucking family argument. And I was just like... And then they always look at me. And I'm just like, okay, well... Word turn. I didn't like the game at first. When I first watched it, I didn't fucking like it. I didn't get it. You know? And then I was like, if I'm going to rewatch it, I'm going to fucking rewatch it on Criterion. And, you know, the second time I watched it, I fucking dug it. I got it. I got it a lot. It was more gooder, damn it, than the first time I saw it. So like I actually kind of dug this right here. The other one though, okay, so when I went to go get this, there was like a huge line outside of Barnes and Noble. You know? And I was like, what the fuck is this line? What is the Criterion sale that fucking major? People fucking line up. The doors open for Barnes and Noble. I walk in and like there was nobody walking in the store. They're all at the register, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on, man? Is there a rush on James Pattinson here? What the hell? You know, did J.K. Rowling coming to fucking sign? What is it? Oh, you know, I didn't know. So I went to the back. I find this, and now a couple media nights ago. there was a movie I found in a box that I was gonna pull, and it falls into the category. I keep telling myself I got to write them down when I find them, but I haven't been doing it. But I've watched the movie maybe twice. No, probably once or twice, because I know I rented it and then I bought it. So I don't know if I watch it again when I bought it. But it's this queer love story between two women living in New York or some city. I don't know. I can't remember. It's been a while. And I was going to pull it. And I was just like, one, as you see, I don't even remember the movie that well. And B, I was like, if anybody has seen this movie, I'd probably shit my pants. And you know what? Thinking about it, I think Elijah may have seen this movie just to fuck with me. If he hasn't, whatever. But I saw it on the shelf, and I was like, they put this movie in the Criterion? I was like, really? I was like, is this the same fucking movie I'm thinking of? Because sometimes I see a movie in the Criterion, I'm like, that's in Criterion, and it's not the same movie I'm thinking of. I'm like, House is in the Criterion, the horror movie, and it's not the movie I thought it was. And I'm like, Bear Winch Project? That's not in Criterion, whatever. So I looked it up, and I was like, I'll be damned, this is the fucking movie. So it's a movie called Saving Face. I haven't watched it yet. I plan on watching it again, though, since I got it fucking on Criterion. That one I saw coming. I know Jax has probably never heard of it. She's not an indie film person. I don't know. I forgot what I was looking for on the back. I know I flipped it over to find something. The rating. Thank you. Rating. Doesn't have a rating. I fucking knew. I knew he's seen this fucking movie. I was just like, I don't think he's seen it. But then once I thought about it, I was like, I know this motherfucker probably seen it. I watched another lesbian love story. A movie came out last month called Girls Like Girls, and like it was amazing. It was well shot. The music was great. There was a moment that just fucking gut punches me, and I was just like, oh, you it was like you were in the room, you know. I was just like, it was like you ever see something, you're like, I felt that. Like that it was like a moment like that. And I'm watching it like in the hospital and shit. And then I was like, this was incredible. It's a movie called Girls Like Girls. It came out last month. There's apparently a book. I actually want to listen to like the audiobook of it, because apparently it's a song too. Apparently like some Japanese pop star, like I think, wrote a book, then made a song, then made a movie out of the song, if I've got that right. You know what? Maybe Elijah hasn't seen it, because he did not confirm nor deny. He just said great lesbian love story. Could just be great lesbian love story. Could be that. Could be great lesbian love story. Could be that. You know? Maybe it's great lesbian love story. Maybe he took a guess in the dark. Like maybe he's like, I'm gonna make him think I've seen it. Maybe he's trying to bluff me. Like fucking, like he knows I got a straight flush and shit, but like fucking, he's like, I'm gonna bluff him. I got the royal flush. Like maybe that's what he's trying to do. Like great lesbian love story. Is that what that is? And I'm like, fucking good. Really didn't put any punctuation that really agreed or not. It's like the gay bar thing again, where he's just like, bar is a place to get food. I'm like, what? He's like, gay. I'm like, I can put that word anywhere in the sentence. It's gonna work. Like, it doesn't help me. Gay bars are a great place to get food. Bars are a great place to get gay food. Get gay at bar food. Like, I can put it anywhere in here. It fucking works out. Like, it doesn't help. You know? I imagine Elijah's house is just filled with fucking Mad Libs. Maybe that's why he always forgets fucking words like, you know, fucking verbs. You know, but that's like one of the things they do with fucking Mad Libs. They put a verb here. That's how they teach you that shit. I used to hate Mad Libs when they'd throw in adverb. That'd really get me fucked up. It's just like, you know, my sister is a big insert adjective, and you fucking meanie, you know, you fucking do that. But she always takes care of my noun. And you're like, fucking, fucking takes care of the noun. It's pressure thing. Takes care of my butt. You know, fucking. One day we were underlined. I think this would be an adverb, right? Before I fucking say this, I don't want to sound too stupid when I say it. No, that would be a fucking. Point is, fucking adverb would come up, and I'm just like, I don't know what the fucking put for adverb. You know, I did. Because like verb is fucking action. That's what I was thinking of. I was about to say running. That's what I was about to say. I was like, that's not an adverb. I was always told an adverb is anything that ends in ly, but I've seen fucking Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader has proved me fucking wrong countless times on that one. What is the adverb in this sentence right here? And I'm just like, well, kindly. There you go. Boom. And it's just like, well, actually, because of the conjunctive, fuck, I'm like, what the fuck, dude? What fifth grader learned this shit? You know? I didn't know what the fucking conjunctive was until like you got this in fucking ninth grade. I knew the song, you know, but I didn't really know what it was. Lolly, 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 get your adverbs here. I'm like, oh, that's the shit. You know, I ain't fucking. You never listen to lyrics when you're a kid. You just fucking like, yeah. Conjunction, junction, what's that fun? You just like the fucking cartoon. You don't give a shit. That show always taught me that nobody is smarter than a fifth grader. Yeah, I don't think. Hey Siri, has anybody ever won the $1 million on Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader? Two people. And I'm assuming just the Jeff Foxworthy versions. I didn't count any other version, because any other version to me, just I don't really give a shit. Other than the video game one. I like the video game. What's the schedule this weekend? I think SummerSlam watch along, I think. I gotta tell Nick we're back on, because I canceled the podcast too. I was like, all right, we're not doing SummerSlam anymore, and I let him know what was up. That was what I had to tell him, because like I didn't know what was gonna happen. You know, we were basically on sit and watch. So I was like, Nick, I don't know what the fuck's gonna happen. I'm literally leaving tomorrow to go see my mom. They tell me she's dying, fucking da-da-da. So like I don't know what's gonna happen. Fuck SummerSlam. And he's like, fucking don't worry about it. You're good. You know, hope everything's all right. Drive safe. I was like, right on. You know. And I was like, hey Nick, can I borrow some gas money? Because I always borrow money from you and shit. Sorry, I figure if we're just rehashing 6-year-old shit. I figured I'd go for one. But anyway, so but now since everything's kind of calmed down and everything right now, maybe we'll still do SummerSlam. More people. I think more people have. Hey Siri, how many people have won $1 million on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? 7. For some reason, I thought that was higher. I don't know why. I thought there was more people who fucking won $1 million on their fucking show. But I'm done with pay-per-view. I don't know. Like, Nick is not hopeful for it, but I'm like, it looks better than anything they have fucking did all summer. I'm hopeful. I will say I don't like who's in the ladder match. I don't think Charlotte needs to be in it. And if the rumor of AJ Lee coming back and winning that is fucking true, then like that's gonna put a damper on my fucking night. I'm gonna tell you that much right now. I really hope Chelsea Green gets it, even though she will lose it to Rhea Ripley, but I hope she gets it. Danhausen and Dominic Mysterio, like, okay, you know what? I was okay with a one-on-one. Like, all right, fine, fuck, finally kill this feud. Listen, I like Danhausen. I really do. I like the whole fucking gimmick and everything, but like, fucking just put him in the ring. Stop doing these little fucking comedy bits week in and week out, man. Like, anyway, but now it's a human money's on a pole match, which, where's my death nail? What is it? Liv and Io should be fucking fine, I guess. The 6-woman tag, I gotta hope JC Jane wins. They cannot take a loss there. I hope Corbin wins. I'm kind of excited to see Baron Corbin back. I'm trying not to get too pumped for fucking Lesnar and Brock because it's going to be on ESPN. So, like, I know there's going to be some fuckery. Oh, and man, the fucking new Star Wars DLC on Power Wash, man, that shit's sick, man. I'm doing the AT-AT right now. Man, that motherfucker. It's probably the biggest thing they've ever fucking did. I went live with it fucking like right before I left town and everything. Cause like that was the thing. Like I went live on Thursday for 2 hours, had a constant audience of fucking 6 people. The live ended, I had 60 views, and nobody had said a word. And I was on for fucking I was on, how long did I do Power Wash Simulator for? On the dentist right now. Power Wash Simulator. How long? I got 1 hour and 51 minutes, so almost 2 hours. And I was like, okay, fuck it. It was literally just me playing Power Wash and just singing along with fucking Apple Music. That's all it was. And nobody said a fucking word. Like, go look at the view count for that fucking, for the live. Just, the view count. And like, so Friday, I was under the impression, I was like, fuck that. They think I'm going live tonight. They can kiss just YouTube in general, like they can kiss my fucking ass. I ain't going live tonight. Fuck this noise, man. So like, that's when I got the news about Mom and everything. So that's when I was like, let me go let Jax know, because like I really, like everybody, I left just about everybody on red. Jason, I always leave him fucking red now when I can. I can really give a fuck less. But like even Elijah, he's sending me shit, and every now and then I try and respond to it, but like I was just like, I just want to get past this, and then fucking worry about it later. So, I went and told Jax, and I was just like, fucking, this is what's happening. And she was like, oh, okay, that sucks. And she was like, are you going live tonight? I was just like, hell no. And she was just like, oh, okay. And that's when we got talking. I was like, if anybody asks where I am, just say fucking mental health issues. And I was like, or have fun with it. Say heroin binge. Like one time, like we had a bad storm here. A real bad storm here. It took our power out for like 2 weeks and shit like that. And we had a regular here that I don't really think was a real person. But I call them Riley because they never really specified if they were a girl or a boy. They wouldn't verify their fucking existence by sending a picture to an email address. So we say their name is Riley because we don't know if it's a girl or a guy. After about 2 weeks, Riley goes on like fucking one of Jax's like old ass fucking videos from like I'm not even like exaggerating here, from like fucking like 14 years ago. And she leaves a comment saying like, "Hey, Will hasn't been on in a while. Da, 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 what the hell's going on?" And I sent it to that tune, and it's just like, like I had a bad storm. We didn't even have Wi-Fi and shit, man. Like all of our networks and shit were jammed and everything like that. They wouldn't let messages get out and shit. So, I'm just like, whenever I go fucking missing, somebody goes to Jax. So when she told me that, she was just, I was like, would you tell her? Or would you tell them? And she was like, oh, I told them that you had a storm there and that the power was out and shit. And I was like, right on. And I was like, you couldn't tell them I was dead, could you? She was like, what? No. And I was like, how epic would it be? You tell them I'm dead, the word fucking spreads and shit, and then like fucking the resurrection happens? And she was just like, no. Just no. I was gonna have Brendan do it one time. Like Brendan Wet Movie 1 and shit. Like I was going through the whole fucking shit in 2013 on YouTube and shit, and I was just done. I was just like, there's gotta be a way to make them fucking stop what they're doing to me and shit, So I'm talking to Brendan one night on Skype back in the day, and we're talking movies and shit. Because again, like I've said before, people think like me and Brendan are the best of pals and shit, man. Like we talk movies and talk about some bullshit in his life, and that's it. He'll ask me like, "How's a kid?" And I'm like, "Kid's good," And then that's it. We don't even talk that much anymore. I just kind of follow him on the fucking feed. Anyway, so I'm talking to him one night, and he was talking about his eBay store. I had to remember what story I was telling. He was telling me about his eBay store, and he had there's a TV show I like called Pushing Daisies. Only lasted 2 seasons. And like fucking like I think like 14 episodes in all or something like that. Or like 20 something. I don't know. Great fucking show. Right? I had it on DVD. He had a copy of the season 1 on Blu-ray. He was like, I'm thinking about putting this on eBay. How much do you think I should listen for? I was like, fuck it, just give it to me. I'll take it. And he was like, no, I can't. Just give it to you, Will. And I was like, right on. I was like, I don't know what are they going for right now. We talked the price and everything. It was just bullshit like that, right? And he's like, this was the night it happened. So he messaged me. He says to me, he was like, so what are you doing with this new channel, Will? Or artist. He never calls me Will. That's a misquote. He's never called me fucking Will. He's like, so what are you doing with the new channel, artist? And I was like, what new channel? He's like, the one you messaged me about. Like, remember when you could send messages on YouTube? And I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about, dude? And he's like, oh no. I was like, yeah, what the fuck are you talking about? And he sends me the link to this channel that, what was it called? I want to say it was called the Fat Boy Chronicles, but I don't think that's right now. I don't know. Basically, it was a whole account, but it was made to look exactly like mine, like my actual account. And it was like new profile. It was like, this is my new profile, guys. You know, I was fucking dumbfounded. You know, I was just like, what the fuck is this? So I had to report the whole YouTube thing, fucking everything. You know, I had to do the whole fucking spiel. And I was just like, dude, I fucking hate it here. I just hate it so much, man. I just don't get it. You know, I was like, man, I'd fake my fucking death if I could just get away with it. And he was just like, and he just laughed. I was just like, then it was like the fucking light bulb in a movie type of moment. Like the light bulb came over my head. I was like, Brendan has a big audience. His audience knows about me because most of them fucking come over from his channel to fuck with me. That's, you know, I've told that story before where I'm like, do not put my link in your bullshit, you know. So I'm just like, all right. If Brendan says something like, fucking, hey, I heard fucking artist died, man, that sucked. And he just puts on this whole fucking video, like not even like a whole video, fucking 3 minutes. 3 minutes. Tops. Well, like I heard recently that my buddy artist died and everything. I don't know what's been going on with it. We talked recently on Skype and fucking, but you know, something like that, and not even 3 minutes, maybe even less. And I was like, dude, if you post that, people will fucking get talking, and I fucking disappear for a while, and then like if I come back, fucking like he was like, I don't know if I could make a video like that though, dude. I was like, dude, it's real simple. Just sit in front of the camera, like do how, you know. Like I heard he died. I don't know what happened, right? Shit like, and he was like, yeah, he was like, I'll think about it. And I was like, okay, think about it. We'll fucking mull it over, you know, like, you know, figure it out, you know. So we're talking about other bullshit again, you know. And then like I make a joke relating to the like, okay, you can put that in the like the faking my own death, the video and everything. He was like, yeah, you know, I just don't know about that one, artist. I was like, dude, it'd be so epic. It would get people off my fucking ass for a while. And then like if I do, because at the time I wasn't coming back, you know, this is kind of like how I treat like a job now. I'm like, fuck this. I'm not coming back no more. And then the next night, hi guys, you know. So I was like, just think if I do come back, how viral would that be? You know, like fucking people would be like, oh fuck, he's back. You know, like I thought it'd be, and then eventually he was just like, I will give you this Pushing Daisies Blu-ray if you will just not let me make this video. And I was just like, sold, you know? And that's the story of how I got Pushing Daisies on Blu-ray. Or something. I don't know. Macaulay Culkin. I'm already on the fuck that movie bandwagon because I'm sorry, I'm picky when it comes to this, but I read an article that said Macaulay Culkin's Home Alone 3 is closer than ever to being made. I'm just like, that's funny because I'm pretty sure that movie was made like fucking 25 years ago. I'm pretty sure we're on number 7 now. Shit, sorry, bad storm here in New York. I don't want to hear your shit. Jax came in here and was just like, hey, where's David at? He worships me. And I was just like, fucking, he said, fuck it, I'm leaving. He was like, I don't want to be here when Jax comes back. I was like, damn, that's harsh. And shit, I'd scroll up and copy and paste it, but it's gone now. But it's there. I would have licked the perfume. I did lick the perfume. You missed the end of the fucking story. It's just that it made me sick. Because I had a migraine. I forgot that's where he left. I was wondering when he left, too. Because, like, I know he disappeared from the chat, but I was like, when did he disappear? I couldn't remember when. Yeah, I had to drive through a really bad storm through Indianapolis yesterday, and it was fucking terrible. And tonight on Things That Never Happened. Man, what? Why you got it? What? See, why you always got to bust my flavor? Damn! See, I don't need y'all. I don't need any of y'all. I did my first video without you. I did my first live without you. I did 3 Game On videos without you. I had 14 great birthdays without you. And you fucking, I don't know, you damn thing! The hell are you? I don't need you then. I don't need you then. All right? I'm going to get me a brand new YouTube channel. It's going to be called the Fuck You Chronicles. That's what it's going to be called. Not the Fat Boy. It's going to be called the Fuck You Chronicles. And then I'm gonna go have a million subscribers, and they ain't a damn thing about how you can tell me how to run my shit. How come y'all don't want me, man? We can still see you. Oh. Just wow stuff. What do you say? That's a good one. I gotta remember that one when I'm doing like the sarcastic version. I can't even do it at work anymore because the second I start doing it at fucking work, like somebody just looks at me and it just cracks me up because they know what I'm about to do. I'm like, oh, I can help you with that. Well, I didn't need your help. And I'm like, well, fuck, I didn't need your help either. I had my first date without you, and they're just like, God, you know, they put their head down, like, damn it, like he's on this again. You know. I made 14 great sandwiches without you. You never fucking gave me any mayo. The hell with you? Oh, that's good. That's good. Oh, shit. I got to remember that one. Oh, fuck. I taught myself how to shave. Yeah, power was out last night. I'm happy it's back. Yeah, like fucking, it was rough, dude. I stopped at a White Castle in Indianapolis, and then like we literally drove like through the heart of the fucking storm. And then we hit like another little bit of a rough patch through the middle of Illinois, and then it was clear sailing from there. That's good. I made 14 sandwiches without you, and you never gave me the damn mayo. The hell with you? That's good. That's good. I gotta remember that when I'm fucking off at work. I made my first sandwich without you. I learned how to cut bread without you. Okay, I need a third one. I learned to register without you. I made 14 great sandwiches. You never give me the damn mayo. The hell with you? I don't need you then. I don't need you now. You know what I'm doing? I'm going to open up my own firehouse. Fuck. I lost it there. Learn how to slice cheese. We don't slice cheese. Fun fact, comes in prepackaged. The only thing we slice at the store, we slice our vegetables, which is onion, cucumber, tomato, peppers. That's the only thing we fucking slice fresh. And then our meats, which is the corned beef, brisket, turkey, ham, pastrami, corned beef. I say corned beef twice. But everything else fucking comes in packaged, pre-sliced. Bread, pre-sliced, comes in a bag. Olives come in a bag. Lettuce comes in a bag. I'm pretty sure fucking y'all would not eat pizza anymore if I fucking showed y'all how it was made. Fucking, you see Domino's in there, fucking, they're fucking kneading dough and shit. Like, hey, how you doing, Tony? Hey, fucking, they're doing all that and everything, man. Fucking this at fucking Pizza Hut, all right? You had a pan, okay? You had a spray bottle of fucking oil. Okay, this is for your hand tossed dough. Okay, so you had like a pan and you had sizes and shit. So this would be for medium. You get the medium pan, get the oil, and you spray the fucking pan with oil. Okay, make sure it's coated. You take a frozen disc about this big and you place it on the fucking pan. Then you put a cover on it. So just a plastic cover. Nothing special to it. Just a plastic cover. Vegetable, I think. You know? Kind of like a big cloche, really. You put like a big plastic cloche over the dough and that's it. There's your fucking pizza dough. Breadsticks? The pizza breadsticks you get, they're big and fluffy like that and everything. They come frozen about that fucking thin. They're paper thin. That prep too. You get a fucking square pan, like a little fucking square. I don't know what the fuck to call it, but the length of breadsticks, you know, you squirt a thing of oil into it, lay it on top, cloche, stack, repeat. Nothing there is. When I was there, let me fucking put it like that. When I was there, nothing was fresh. Everything came in a bag. Everything either was in a bag or frozen. Like with the brownies are just fucking frozen chocolate brownies. Oh, there you go. What was the other dessert we had? We had a fried apple pie, but we also had another one. I don't know. Damn, I thought everything was now. Like Papa John's and Domino's, they claim. I don't know. I never worked there. I can't take any fucking claim. But they claim they make their dough fresh daily. Which Domino's, I mean, like Domino's here, like you can look into their kitchen and see like the big dough maker, all that bullshit. Are they making it daily? I don't know. I don't work there. Papa John's, I think they say they make their dough fresh. I think you see like the TikTok guy, or he's just like, hey guys, it's Papa John here, and I'm gonna make a fucking pizza with Mountain Dew in it. It's just like, why are you doing this? And two, tone it down. You're not that happy working there. No one's that happy working anywhere. Unless it's like maybe, I was gonna say Disney World, but that can't be fun. You know, that's like doing the like, oh, it's right over here has got to be the equivalent of not doing my pleasure at fucking Chick-fil-A. We were in, oh, I didn't see this. We were in Jimmy John's in LA and they lost power and couldn't slice the meat for my friend's sandwich. Oh, damn. I'd be like, I'll just take the log then. I mean, if you can't slice the motherfucker on the slicer, I'll just take the log. You give me 2 slices of bread. Give me a fucking Scooby-Doo sandwich, damn it. With some mustard. A little mustard on. Yeah, like if we lose power, yeah, then we can't slice. Like if a cooler goes down, holy shit, man. We go into panic mode. It's just like, oh fuck. The fry now we have a fryer because fucking Firehouse decided like, hey, let's sell French fries. And it's just like, why, dude? We were doing good with chips. Like I think Firehouse is just like looking at Quiznos and was just like, yeah, let's sign up for failure because like they're turning us into fucking Quiznos, man. They came out with 3 new fucking sandwiches technically this year, and they all involve us running them through the fucking toaster. I'm like, our whole gimmick is that we steam the shit. Stupid fire hat wearing fucking bitch. Fries and deli sandwiches are a good choice. Yeah, but because like they wanted us to have the fryer like fucking 2 years ago. But the owner at the time was just like, no, we ain't doing that. You know? And then finally corporate came down and said, fucking putting a fryer in here, essentially. Yeah, in fact, it became like a nationwide thing. Like all stores nationwide have fries apparently now. And we thought it was gonna be hell. We're just like, oh fuck, man. The first day with this fucking fire, man. This is gonna, we thought we were gonna sink, and like barely anybody ordered any. We don't even suggest them. That's the thing, though. We don't even suggest them. I say my same speech. I'm just like chips and drink. Yeah, cool. Now, if they tell me like, nah, instead of chips, I want fries. Cool, all right. Then we'll do fries. But I'm not gonna sit there and promote the chips or promote the fries because we don't be on the fucking fryer all day. Like I don't even call out fries when I'm at work. Like I code it and shit. If somebody comes up to me and they're just like, hey, I have 1 order of fries, I'm just like, Rachel, 1. Somebody comes up, a couple customers later, oh yeah, can I get an order of fries? I'm like, 2. And like she knows exactly what I'm calling. Other people would be like, small fry, like fucking, then the whole line hears that we have fries. Then the whole line's gonna be like, oh fuck, fries sound good. Because you hear that subliminal advertising and shit, You're standing in line and you're just like, well, fuck, I'm going to get a turkey club and fucking bag of chips and everything. Then you hear the register, you fucking 1 French fry, and then your brain's like, fuck, French fries do sound good. Fuck them chips, and then the whole line thinks that too and everything. They're just kind of subliminal advertising, Dang, don't know what I mean? Okay. Ever deep fry a sub? No, we just got the fry. No, we're strictly to only use like fucking fries for that. They're like, do not get fancy with it. They're pretty good. They have like a wave to them. They're like a steak fry type of shape, but like they have like a wave in them. They're not bad. You know, I thought they were pretty good. I'm sorry, but I think the fries people sleep on, and this is a hot take, and you can take it with you. But like, I'm sorry, and I'll say I'll have before I say this, I have nothing against its counterpart either, because once I say this, you'll know what the counterpart is. I have nothing against its counterpart. You know, they're good too, but I like these way better. But KFC's secret recipe fries, man. Oh my god, dude. Like, sometimes it just feels like a warm hug. I used to eat a Subway my whole life. Like, if there was a Subway, it was just like, I feel like Subway, we'll go to Subway. And finally, I fucking went to Subway and spent $15 on one sandwich, and I was still hungry. So I was like, fuck this place. Nobody liked my movie Epiphany idea. Man. My Morgan Spurlock tribute. This is just a tribute. You gotta believe me. I should go lay down. I'm starting to feel it in my head here. Plus, I need to eat. I did think about filming a short, like a fucking ARG. If you guys don't know what ARGs are, augmented reality genre. Shit like local news, 58 is a good example. Fucking Backrooms is a great example. And I forgot what I was talking about. Backrooms, backwards. Backrooms, local 58 ARG. Ah, that's what it was. I was thinking about posting like an ARG related video. It was just gonna be me in the car, like you see me driving. That's it. You see me driving. You see like the shit in the background, the trees and shit in the background. That's it. You just see me in the car, and it just says hashtag Alabama. That's I was thinking about posting that, but you haven't eaten yet. I had a honey bun this morning. I woke up this morning. I was like, I don't want anything sweet. And I looked at my box and I was like, ooh, a honey bun. And I was just like, man, I got to get that under control. That's not food. I don't know. It felt like food. I hate when people use phrases like that. You know? Like, oh, have you eaten something today? Oh, I ate some chips earlier. Well, that's not food. Well, what the fuck is it then? Because if you really break it down, it's fucking food. What's a chip? It's a fucking potato. Where did potatoes come from? Fucking ground. Vine? One of the two. You know, fucking vegetable. Like, fuck. Hey, something. The only one I'll give it to. The only one I'll give it to. Like, oh, did you eat something early? It's 11 o'clock at night. When was the last time you ate something? Oh, I ate something at 7:30 in the morning. Okay, what'd you eat? Oh, I ate a Snickers bar. Okay, what the fuck? You know, that one I'll give you. I ate a Three Musketeer bar. Like, okay, no. Listen, I like a Three Musketeer bar, but if that's your like morning candy bar breakfast choice, come on. That's the only one I'll give it to. Where it's just like, you know, I'll give it to. Where it's just like, that's not food, it's candies. Gummy bears is kind of borderline. Like, I kind of feel like it should count as food, but I think it's cheating. You know, you can kind of argue like it has natural flavors in it. It's fruit, but you can put natural flavors on fucking anything, and they won't tell you what's in it. So That's what Taylor just told me when I said I was eating popcorn for dinner. Fucking popcorn's food, bro. It's fucking corn. You're basically just eating a big bowl of fucking corn. Eating booty is food. I mean, if she's not clean, then you know what, Elijah? I'll give it to you. You're trying. There you go. My mom would do that sometimes. Yeah, she would she'd be like, oh, "Can I have something to eat?" I'm like, "Didn't you just eat earlier?" She was like, "That was chips." I'm like, "And that's not food." I'm like, "Oh, fucking all right." I thought Doritos was made of fucking corn tortilla chips, but all right, fuck me. You know, she hated when I did that shit. Jack's just sitting there like, "Damn, never mind. Give a shit." I sent Elijah a meme about buttholes. Ugh. Oh, that was another thing I didn't tell you guys about. We had to keep Chloe here, and we had to have neighbors watch her because we couldn't bring Chloe with us. See, none of you fuckers asked about Chloe. Look at that shit. You guys always like Chloe, Chloe, Chloe. And fucking one time, like fucking y'all were just entranced, and y'all were like, "Fuck Chloe." Man, I swear. Hold on. Okay. We should. Oh yeah, she is. Yeah, like I said, we had a blast on fucking Sunday. When we're watching Shark Week and fucking having disgusting conversations. Dude. Oh my god, I got to tell you what I said. Um, the nurses, some of them quite attractive and everything like that. There was like this one, lady who's I found quite attractive. She was like an Indian lady, a fucking Bollywood Indian lady, and she was real cute. Had long hair and everything. She was a real short girl. I don't like that. Anyway, she would come in, check on mom and everything, like do her vitals, all that bullshit. There were some other ones too. Like my mom thought I liked this other nurse. She was just like, "Oh, I know you like." That's where it was. Um, she was just like, "Oh, I know you want to ride that nurse." I was like, "What the fuck, mom?" It was some nurse that came in and just took her vitals, and like she was okay. But my mom was like, I know you want to ride her," and I was just like, No, mom, wrong nurse." Okay. Instead of just like, "Ooh, mom," but no, I was just like, "No, wrong one." You know. So later on, my mom wanted something. Um, what the hell was it? Oh, I think it was the pain pill for her shoulder. She was begging for a pain pill for her shoulder. You know, and they weren't bringing her anything, and she was just like, it just hurt so bad. And I was like, I know, mom. We just, what? I don't know. What do you want us to do? And my sister was like, well, why don't we just go ask them for one? You know. Um, to which we're just like, she was like, I just want them to give me the drugs, and I was just, oh no, that's what she was like. I just want them to rip my arm off. You know, my sister's like, no, no, can't have that. She was like, yeah, I can do whatever I want. Or fucking, this is not how it went. Hold on, give me a second. I'm fucking confused on the timeline now. Because it was the shoulder. She's been because this is the day after she had an episode of the shoulder. Because I know my sister was involved. You know what? I can't remember at the moment. I'm sorry. I know I tried to make. I know that fucking story sounds all fumbled, and it does because I can't remember it at the moment. Generally, though, we were sitting there talking. My mom wanted something. My sister went with, you know, hey, we all can't get what we want. That's what it was. We all can't get what we want. That's what I was trying to get at. It was like, oh, we all can't get what we want. And my mom's like, yeah, but I need it. And I was just like, no, you want it. There's a difference, you know? And then my sister repeated it. We all can't get what we want. You know, my sister's like, well, I want $1 million, but, you know, I just can't have it. You know, my mom's like, okay, I get it. You know, and I was just like, I want that little Indian nurse to ride my face, but it ain't going to happen. You know, her and my sister just looked at me. I was just like, what? I have needs. What the fuck, man? You know? There it is. I got fucking stumbled there, but I stuck the landing. There it is. I was flailing there, falling through this guy. Fucking, I stuck the landing. What do you mean this was yours? Oh, wait a minute. All right. Now I don't understand how this relates to it. I got lost. How is that? How does that relate to the skip to 348? Oh, okay, never mind. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I read that wrong, dude. This was you at. Dude, this was you. Skip the. Okay, I'm sorry. I read that entirely fucking wrong. 348, 348, 348. I'm watching the whole clip. I'm thinking that's what we're doing here. Okay, 345, 346. Okay, here we go. Here's 347. All right, here we go. What are you talking about? We went fucking 8 days in a row. Okay, I didn't do that. Okay, a little later. You know, fuck, I didn't do that. You know. No, she was. She started. Apparently, nobody was feeding her. Like at the hospital, like she couldn't do her arm thing. So like when we got there, because like Ginger didn't show up till like 5 o'clock. So like me and Melissa would just start ripping her off pieces of sandwiches and everything that she liked. The only thing that she wouldn't eat was like she got. Apparently, my mom's like some kind of weird vegetarian now. I don't know how to describe it, but like everything that had meat at the hospital, she wouldn't eat it. Like they gave her like a chicken Alfredo, she wouldn't eat the chicken. You know, she just would eat the noodles and shit, the noodles and sauce, and uh, the meatloaf. The meatloaf was terrible though. Oh my god, even I spit that one out. You know, I was just like, oh, you weren't even trying. You know, I went out and went back in, and now I can't hear you anymore. That's a your end problem. Oh, okay. I was about to say that's a urine problem there. Um, so like every day she'd be like, "Oh, can you stop at this place? Can you get the one thing that we couldn't get her was the garlic." She kept seeing the commercials for Olive Garden on E, so she was like, "I really want that garlic Alfredo." the shrimp. She kept asking for shrimp. She asked the hospital for shrimp, you know, and I was just like, okay, you know, but she really wanted that. But there was an Olive Garden nearby, you know, in our area, so we were just like, sorry, no shrimp, you know. But like we brought her like her ham sandwich. She's not supposed to be eating ham, but we let her have it. We're like, fuck it at this point, you know. So because she's already said that like if they find out it's cancerous and they can't like fucking remove it, she's gonna do whatever she can. She said. Because at first she was like no to radiation. She was like, I don't want to do chemo. I'm too old and fucking sick to go through that type of treatment and shit. But now she's just like, well, I don't know. You know? So. I wish that guy would come back just so I'd call Nick right now and just fuck with him to be like, can I borrow some money? Just so I can make his joke fucking real. Because then I can actually be like, fucking, hey, it's true now. They fucking, I'm like, you fucking loan me $1, Nick, and then like let me pay it right back to you on fucking that. The fucking fees on PayPal would just be like, huh? Make it real, fuck. No, they have to be here for it. That's the thing, though. There's no point in fucking making it real if fucking they ain't here to see it. I want their ass in here. Be like, hey, that was me earlier. No, anybody will take that claim. You know? But I would, man. Like, fucking. If they came back and said, yeah, that was me earlier. Fucking, this is, so fucking prove it to me somehow. Fucking, I was like, watch this. Nick, send me $1 on fucking PayPal. All right, I'm signing off for tonight. Oh, yeah, it's called your boyfriend time. Oh, yeah, it's call your boyfriend time. Talk to you in 5 minutes. Stop. Oh. You don't have to put LOL at the end of everything anymore. You're safe now. No, I refuse to stop. Oh shit. Fucking that's what emojis are now. Like if I'm not gonna put LOL, I'm just gonna put a fucking emoji. I don't give a shit. The more fucked up the emoji, the better. That's the way I look at it. It's like, hey, I'll see you at work tomorrow. Okay, sounds good. And you just send like a bear back. Like, wait, what the fuck does that mean? We'll see. We'll see how it goes and everything. But all right, I guess everybody's going fucking. Jack's like, all right, I'm leaving. And Elijah's like, all right, well, I'm really good too. Well, I guess that's what we're doing. So I guess I'll go ahead and head out, get something to eat, everything like that. Yeah, we'll see what we're doing Thursday or Friday. I was doing Power Wash Simulator, but fucking no one showed up. And that's kind of what I'm playing right now. So yeah. All right, guys. I will see you guys on the next one. Be breezy.